intro is awesome, Taco. So there you go. But no, what's up, guys? Hopefully the notification will go out this time. All right, we should try this again. Hopefully it works. I can only hope, right? All right, so let's try this again. What's up, Carl? No, I do not need a phone with an Apple symbol because Apple sucks, Vlad. So no, definitely don't need a phone with Apple. What's up, Taco?
Hello.
Hello.
Taco, did you know anything about the Indian farmer protest?
Of course, no way.
Are you sure? You said like, of course. I figured you did. Got notified in Discord. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Fuck it, then. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. No clue.
Okay, so we're gonna take a look into it. I don't think there's gonna be that many people come in because they're not getting notifications.
I wanted to talk about Omaha getting in a car accident. That was hilarious.
Well, this is Auditor Free Day, so now tomorrow. Well, not after Auditor Free live stream, I should say, because I already released it. Tomorrow we're doing the whole thing. We can talk about that tomorrow when we do the other live stream. All right. So background. So in 2017. The central government had released Model Farming Acts. The Standing Committee on Agriculture, however, noted that a number of reforms suggested in the Model Acts had not been implemented by the states. In particular, the committee found that the laws that regulated Indian agricultural markets, such as those related to agricultural produce market committees or AMCs, were not being implemented fairly and honestly or serving their purpose. Centralization was thought to be reducing competition and accordingly participation, with undue commissions, market fees, and monopoly of association damaging the agricultural sector. A committee consisting of 7 chief ministers was set up in July of 2019 to discuss implementation. Accordingly, the center promulgated 3 ordinances in the first week of June 2020. And they came with 3 acts. The first act, Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act of 2020. It expands the scope of trade areas of farmers' produce from select areas to any place of production, collection, aggregation. It allows electronic trading and e-commerce of scheduled farmers' produce. Prohibits state governments from leaving any market fee, cess, or levy on farmers, traders, and electronic trading platforms for trade of farmers' produce conducted in an outside trade area. Does that really sound that bad?
No, it doesn't.
And let's see. It allows electronic trading and e-commerce to schedule farmers' produce. So are the farmers not getting a cut? Are they not getting a big enough cut? Is that what it is? Is the government deciding to take maybe that's what it is. Maybe the government, because they're getting involved in doing all this stuff, they're like, well, we got to get paid too. They're taking money from the farmers. That's probably what it is. That makes sense. What's up, CFW?
I'm sure.
Well,
it's
no,
something.
CFW. This is from the Indians farmers. There's 3 acts that they passed in India against farmers, and there's a rally earlier. Well, there's a rally going on right now. I was at it for a little bit. My phone died, so I decided to come in and do a live stream and talk about it. You're more than welcome to come on up and talk about it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming it's because the government's taking a cut of it. That's the only thing I can think of. Let me see. All right. So here's some criticism. It says the act bypasses the Agricultural Produce Market Committee altogether, creating a separate structure of trading. Prior to the act, state governments levy taxes for agricultural produce that was bought outside the designated APMC. This act prohibits this and creates incentive for buyers to purchase produce outside the regulated APMC. So they don't have to buy from the farmers. They could buy elsewhere. They don't have to buy from local farmers, apparently. The new bills give the impression that farmers had unnecessary restrictions to trade freely for agricultural products, and mandis were the designated space for all transactions. Accordingly, the amendment of the APMC Act and the ensuing political uproar are mostly significant for farmers in Punjab and Haryana, where mandis are the central place of transaction, In contrast, NSSO data from 2012 to 13 situation assessment survey of farmers reveals that most households in India sell off their crops through private traders or input dealers rather than mandis or cooperatives. Dilip Mohi Patil, who is the president of the, oh God, I'm going to butcher this, Maharashtra Raja Bazar Samiti Sahakrai Singh, wow, a federation of Maharashtra's 306 APMCs, claimed that around 100 to 125 market committees in the Vidarbha and Marathwada regions have reported almost no business and are on the verge of closure after the central ordinance was announced. So yeah, it's affecting farmers. They're not. It really is affecting. That's pretty sad. So yeah, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, that's just crazy. What do you guys think? Not all once now.
I don't know. I wouldn't listen.
Well, what are you up here for if you're just, I mean, there's a point where we're having a conversation here about this is what today's talk is about, you know? It's not always going to be about auditors and blah, blah, blah. It's stuff I find interesting. And, you know, this is what I find interesting. This is interesting stuff. I like to see how people are affected by things.
No, it obviously sucks for the farmers.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it really does. I mean, what do you think, Hank?
It sounds like, yeah, it sucks for the farmers, but overall it's going to be good.
Why do you think overall it's going to be good?
Pricing for the main population to eat, they're going to buy local if local's cheaper.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's going to keep them from buying the local product is the local products being too expensive to produce.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess in that regards it would, but it's dealing with some of the farmers who sell most of their product outside of the regulated farms. They do private dealers, and this is taking that away from them. They hardly do any of what they were saying is they hardly do any of their business in the markets. Most of their businesses, you know, private sellers, private buyers, stuff like that. And the act is, you know, limiting that.
Yeah, I'd have to do more research to get a firm opinion on it.
Yeah. Let's see. Then the second one is Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Service Act. Provides a legal framework for farmers to enter into prearranged contracts with buyers, including mention of pricing, defines a dispute resolution mechanism. That really doesn't sound so bad. All right, so the criticism, the act was met with wide criticism from farmers all over the country, particularly Punjab and Haryana, mainly under the argument that without any regulation, farmers' interests will be overlooked. Okay, since the appellate authority was the highest level of appeal for the farmer against any private entity, the farmer is effectively prevented from moving the court. Thus, the opposition parties claim that the act is highly skewed in favor of private entities, as individual farmers do not have the resources that private companies have. That's true. I guess, yeah, I mean, if people are looking to, well, and that's how people are nowadays. They're looking to get their best deal, the most money for their, the most bang out of their buck. And I guess if it comes at the expense of, another person, another group of people like farmers, they'll fucking do it in a heartbeat. So I can see why that would be an issue with them then. It gets rid of some of the regulation.
Yep.
So the government is pretty much saying, okay, farmers, we're not going to help you out anymore. You guys are fucking on your own. Deal with it. And it's like, whoa, that's really fucked up. The way I look at it. I don't think they should be doing shit like that. You can't just, the farmers are the backbone of, not just the country, not just our country, every country. I mean, like there was a sign out there that said, you don't eat, you're fucked. That's one of the things. We have to eat, we have to drink. What kind of society are we going to have without the farmers? I don't think a very good society. What's up, Lavender?
Not much.
So what do you think? Have you been listening?
I just tuned in, but I watched the you walk around the rally.
Yeah, so it was a protest actually.
It was
And yeah,
extremely
loud.
interesting.
Yeah, right. The two guys talked, and apparently we're looking into the 3 acts that the Indian government passed.
Sorry.
Wait, yeah. So so we're looking. We just got through 2 of them. Can you get some more? The dogs are really going.
Hey, Kim, I got. Thanks for having me up. Something just came up.
Okay, have a good one, Hank.
All right, bye.
Yeah. So it's like apparently the government is just like saying no. You're on your own, farmers. That's what it's looking like to me so far. They're not doing any of the stuff. They're telling them that they can't. The only time they're going to help them, I guess, is if they sell in the markets. It's pretty stupid. Shouldn't be that way. What's up, Gary? What's up, Kat? All right, and so the third one is the Essential Commodities Amendment Act. Removes foodstuff such as cereals, pulses, potato, onions, edible oilseeds, and oils from the list of essential commodities. What? Removing stock holding limits on such items except under the extraordinary circumstances. Requires an imposition of any stock limit on agricultural produce be based on price rise. So potatoes is a staple in a lot of diets. So
hey, Kenny, can I answer something? Can I answer something in the chat real quick?
Sure.
Carlos, I didn't say that it was funny that Omaha got in a car wreck. I just wanted to talk about it. So, because he was saying, it's not hilarious. People, yes, lots of people die in car wrecks, and it's not a funny thing. So, now some of his reaction afterwards was pretty funny, but no, it's never good to be in a car wreck. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right, so it says the ordinance amends the Essential Commodities Act to allow the government of India to delist certain commodities as essential, allowing the government to regulate their supply and prices only in cases of war, famine, extraordinary price rises, or natural calamities. The commodities that have been deregulated are food items including cereals, pulses, potato, onion, edible oilseeds, and oils. These can only be regulated in the extraordinary circumstances previously mentioned by imposing limits on the number of stocks of such items that can be held by persons. The ordinance states that government regulation of stocks will be based on rising prices and can only be imposed if there is a 100% increase in retail price in the case of horticulture produce and a 50% increase in retail price in the case of non-perishable agricultural food items. These restrictions will not apply to stocks of food held for public distribution in India. It doesn't say there's any, I don't see any criticism to this.
Those people protesting are Sikhs, and they've been kind of ostracized or what have you.
Yeah, they have.
Pretty much most of the time. They're for years, I guess, centuries.
So they can choose not to impose any restrictions, but once it does, traders have to immediately sell into the market any stocks held beyond the mandated quantity. So that means farmers, pretty much. So farmers have too much potatoes, they have to sell it to the markets at whatever price the markets tell them to. So pretty much the government can pretty much say, well, we want to do it this way, and now we want all your potatoes, we want all your corn, we want all your apples or whatever it is they grow there, or quiche, whatever they grow. And so you can only have this much. I don't know if I would want the government to have that kind of control over what, you know what I mean?
You can't grow quiche.
I'm just saying, this improves supplies and brings down prices. As not all shopkeepers and traders comply, state agencies conduct raids to get everyone to toe the line, and the errant are punished. The excess stocks are auctioned or sold through fair price shops. Wow. So yeah. So apparently, it's looking like farmers can't have bulk items or anything. Wow, that's a lot of shit that's going on. That's just some stupid shit. I don't know. What do you think, Doctor?
I was distracted. Sorry.
Gary, what do you think?
Farmers always get screwed.
Seriously, that just seems to be the thing. No one really cares about the farmers, and you would think that they would care about the farmers because, farmers are important to our way of life. What's up, CFW? How are you?
How are you?
Not bad.
I don't
So,
think farmers are. I don't think farmers are neglected at all.
you don't think so? Why not?
What were these acts that you're talking about?
We're talking about what's going
I
on
don't
in India right now. In India right now, they're passing 3
know. India.
acts that are really hampering farmers. So
I didn't know it was
that's what we're
India.
talking about right now.
I didn't know it was India. They might be doing the same thing the United States did in the days. They're just trying to push those guys out and put commercial farms in, big farms.
That's probably exactly what they're doing. But I mean, that's just that doesn't help. Jobs are gone.
Yeah. Well, the government. I mean, it's not really the government's job to take care of people, so they don't care about people. They don't. You know what I mean? They don't care that they're hurting people. They're just looking at the business aspect of it.
Yeah, it seems like that's what they're doing, and it's sad, and that's why they're out there protesting it. And they're talking. The guy I was talking to said he's not just trying to get us to pressure the Indian government too. They're trying to get Canada. They're trying to get all of like the different countries to get in and tell India, hey, maybe stop this shit.
Well, maybe they want us. Maybe they want imports from the United States or elsewhere that produces a lot of food, and they're going to import, or maybe they have a deal with somebody that they're going to import, and maybe they don't produce enough food anyways. I wonder how many farmers there actually are. I'd have to do more research, just like the other man said.
Let's see. That's a good question. How many? Let's see. How many Indian farmers? Number.
I'm sure there's farmers there where they just grow their own little plot for their family, but how many are actually making money at it?
I laugh.
And what do they grow in India? I mean, they have monsoon season where it's raining 6 months out of the year.
Yeah. So how many farmers in India really have? It says 118.9 million cultivators across the country.
Cultivators.
24.6% of the total workforce of over 481 million.
That's a high percent, 24%.
Yeah, 481 million. I'm not a mathematician, so that's a lot of people.
It means 1 out of 4 people is a farmer.
Yeah, geez, so it's a huge. So the fact that they're doing this stuff is really going to affect a lot of people, and it's going to affect their food.
That's the commercial. No, you know what? It's not. It's not going to affect their food. It's going to affect their prices. I bet you they're moving in those great big corporations are going to take over, because in the United States, how many people are farmers? 1 out of every million. I mean, it doesn't take many people to farm land anymore with all the machinery we have.
True.
So that's probably what they're doing. It's probably big corporations pushing them out and wanting their land.
So Lavender, what do you think?
I think it's really, disgusting for the government to crush the little guy. They're just trying to make a living and, provide for their families. And I know over in India, family is a big deal, They take care of their parents and grandparents, and so I just think it's horrible.
Comfort, you want to come up and let us know some stuff, or have your hubby or someone come up and let us know? Because I'm more interested, because I would love to hear more about this. If you know some stuff how this is affecting, how this has to do with us. This is all new to me. So
they still have the caste system over there.
So yeah.
Is it the untouchables that are doing the farming, the low class? Is that what? Maybe that's either easier to push out because it's the untouchables that are doing the farming?
Well, it's the Sikhs. The Sikhs are the ones that are really doing the protesting. And it seems to only be affecting 2 areas, really. It's Punjab and I can't remember the other one, but there's 2 areas. And yeah, so they're really trying to figure something out here.
You might be
Yeah,
lower
it-
caste systems so that they're easier to push out.
It might have something to do with that too.
Because you can't marry outside your caste and you're prearranged.
Yeah. So India is slowly moving from a agrarian society to an industrial one, and their contribution to the world pollution speaks for itself. Yeah, that's true. They are doing a lot of the world pollution now. They are really trying to become a world power. India, India, and Pakistan too. They're both really trying to become,
Israel.
first world countries.
Mm.
And I don't know if this is a step in the right direction for them or not. Maybe I think they feel that it's a step in the right direction. But I mean, they've got a lot of people, and with all those people, and they keep pissing off these people, they're going to overthrow the fucking government. And just say, you know what, we're done with you. Because there's more of us than there are of you, and there's so many people there. And as much farmers as there are, can they really afford to piss off the farmers?
Yeah,
wouldn't
because
think so.
they're just in the big equipment and just do it. They don't need the farmers anymore. They're dispensable, according to the government.
Yeah,
Sad.
yeah, it just seemed that way. It does seem that way, and that really is sad. That really is sad that they feel that they're dispensable. They're really not,
No.
Let me put the StreamYard link. That's an old StreamYard link if anyone's trying to use it. Jimmy was here. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy. They're probably going to
Jimmy,
start
you there?
importing it soon.
Hello, wifey.
Hi,
Hello,
Jimmy. How
Carl.
are you?
Hello, Lavender. G'day, Gazza.
I've missed you the past couple days.
Yeah, what are you banging on about?
Oh, okay. So
Darling.
yeah, send me the link, Comfort Doll.
I know. Where have you been? Stepping out on me again, woman. You're a bad girl.
What's up, Comfort? Oh, I think she had to.
Catch me up, Kenny, because I know a little bit about India.
Oh, you do? Awesome.
Okay, so India actually, there's a protest going on outside, and apparently they passed like 3 acts that really affect farmers, and so the Sikh population, at least here in my area, are protesting it. And I was talking to one of the people out there, and they're trying to pressure other countries into pressuring India to get rid of the acts.
I think they should ask other countries to do that.
Modi's a fucking dictator. The leader of India, Modi, he's a
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay.
the whole
So whatever
Indian
he's doing is
political
not
system
in the
corrupt as shit.
interest of the farmers. Jeez.
I don't know. Modi's just a weird egg, hey. The whole Indian political system is corrupt as hell. He's got all gerrymanders and shit like that. You can't beat him in an election, basically. And he's got too much power, too much money. He is an absolute dictator. He does not give a shit about sacrificing his own people. I mean, for Christ's sake, 70% of India is toiletless.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, they're a freaking third world country. They're so advanced in some areas, but they're so backwards in others. They are terrific people. They are a really amazing group of people. They'll give you the shit off their back. They're very friendly people. We get millions of them in Australia. You know, I know lots of them, and they tell me a lot of things. But yeah, Modi's a dictator. There's no freaking telling him anything. That's his name. I don't know his full name, but they call him Modi, M-O-D-I. As for Pakistan, they're a pretty povo country. They're coming good. They've got Imran Khan. He's a former world champion cricketer. He's now their president. And Pakistan is very rich in a resource that's going to be very valuable in the future. Lithium. That's what goes into your mobile phone batteries and all the hybrid cars. They're the second biggest source of it in the world. Afghanistan's the first biggest. So when lithium really booms off, and that's probably why your government's in Afghanistan, well, they're pulling out now, because there is lithium and there's copious amounts of it. It's the biggest source of the world. It's going to be like the new oil as such. You know, because everyone's going to batteries and shit. So
That makes sense.
just some interesting facts for you.
Wow,
Here's
you're
a little
welcome.
video. Here's a little video that Comfort Doll. It's an article that Comfort Doll shared us a little video about why they're protesting, just so everyone can be a little clearer.
Protesters in India blocked roads, squatted on railway tracks, and protested on the streets after a call for a nationwide protest by farmer unions Tuesday. Amidst the pandemic, tens of thousands of farmers from North India have made these highways leading to India's power center Delhi their makeshift homes. The young and old braving the cold, sleeping on roads and tractors. They want new agricultural laws introduced by the Indian government in September to be repealed. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi says farmers will have more autonomy to set their own prices and sell directly to private businesses such as supermarket chains. But multiple talks with the government have failed.
हम पिछली शताब्दी के कानून लेकर के
Modi says the laws which were useful in the previous century can be a burden for the next, and that's why there should be a practice of continuous reform. But farmers fear liberalizing agricultural markets could leave them at the mercy of big corporates. Till recently, they were protected from private players. 65-year-old Sandeep Singh says farmers like him will suffer huge losses because of Modi's law. He says Modi is trying to hand over their lands to corporations.
Just like the urban areas get our salaries, monthly salaries, fixed monthly salary, I think the farmer too deserves a assured income so that he can maintain his livelihood.
Farmer unions say they won't budge till the government relents and rolls back on the contentious laws. Until then, highways to Delhi will stay blocked and food supplies to the country's capital remain largely cut off. Vedika Sood, CNN, New Delhi.
I knew it.
This is going to get ugly, Kenny.
That is really going to get ugly.
It will.
Holy
This
crap.
guy is a dictator, and he will. It sounds like he sold out the farmers to big business from this, from what that said.
It
And,
does, and
definitely.
it because they're right though. I mean, the supermarket chains don't care about the farmer; they care about their bottom line. They're big corporation, they're big business. They're not going to care about if they're stiffing the farmer, and yeah, it's going to affect them. The farmers are no longer able to sell to their private entities. Not only that, if the government decides, well, you have too much of this certain product, we're going to say, well, guess what? It's regulated, so now you get to only have so much, and now you got to sell it to the supermarkets at whatever price they see fit.
And this is my opinion, and a lot of people may disagree with it. My understanding from what I've talked to, I know quite a few Indian people. This bloke Modi, he's a dictator and he's corrupt, and he's on the take. A lot of people say that. I can't prove it. I can't give you documents right now and say, blah, blah, blah. But this sounds exactly the sort of crap he'd pull. He's getting the kickback. He's letting big business take over and stuff the poor little minion in the field. You know what I mean? That's how this guy rolls. Apparently, I don't live there, so I can't verify that to 100%, but a lot of people are telling me that. This guy's an absolute dictator. And I'm surprised he's not on America's radar.
He probably
generally, well, they are, but I think India's a little bit more harder. There's such a big population. They're the second biggest population in the world. There's over 1 billion people there, and they're a big economy too. There's big money in India. And like, as we all know, the higher the caste, they've got plenty of money. And then you've got third world, the untouchables and shit like that are struggling badly. And America's probably doesn't want to play with India. That's probably too complicated. And they're nuclear as well. So it's just a mess you don't want to get involved in. I think America's quite fucking smart.
This is going to be bad because
fuck out of it. Just keep an eye on it for the time being.
I just looked up what they grow. I was kind of curious, what do they grow? And they grow the basics, rice, wheat, and everything. But they're moving to cash crops, which means that they're replacing the the food that they need with cash crops that they can make a lot of money off of. Things like jute, Jute, and other cash crops are like tobacco. You can't eat tobacco, and sugarcane, cotton. But they're replacing the fields that they should be growing their food to feed their people with this kind of stuff because they're making money off it by selling it to foreigners.
Yeah, not only that, it'll affect us in a way because India is the world's largest producer, consumer, and exporter of spices, producing about 68% of the world's spices, according to Spices Board India. In 2019, the top 10 importers of Indian spices were the U.S., China, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Bangladesh, Thailand, UK, UAE, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka. Items like pepper, cardamom, chili, ginger, turmeric, coriander, cumin, garlic, curry powder, and fennel are among the exports.
Also,
the
with
exporter
India,
of basmati rice and world's largest milk producer to the global market. So if this keeps going on longer and they keep saying, well, we're not making shit, milk is going to skyrocket. Spices are already expensive. They're going to get even more expensive. This is definitely going to affect us if this keeps going the way it's going.
Thing is too with India, in Australia here, we recycle. What do you call it? Soda, your plastic bottles. We recycle that, and we recycle all our tins and things like that. India buys it all.
Yeah,
from us.
Imports
They
it.
buy it by the ton, the megaton, and they actually recycle it into drinking cups and things you have your coffee in every morning. Half that stuff comes from India. They're very good at recycling. They are a heavily polluted country, but they've got really good recycling and things like that facilities, and they're actually taking on a lot of the world's rubbish, for want of better words,
And it's funny how
and
they
doing good with it.
So I was just reading here, it said that India actually overtook China as the world's leading producer of cotton. So guess what? That cotton T-shirt that you got for $5, now you're going to pay $50 for it.
And sugarcane they're doing a lot of.
India's a very progressive country. They're moving. Yeah. That's a big, and it's a big population.
40% of the world's cotton comes from India. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're so third world in some ways, Kenny. They're so fucking advanced, and they got some amazing scientists and doctors over there, and yet they're so fucking third world as well. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating to get your head around it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chief.
What's up, Chief? How are you? Oh, he left.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? I kind of picked up the stream a little late, so I'm kind of not really understanding what's going on, but I hope everybody's having a great evening.
Yeah.
We're talking about the protests that are going on in India, because I was just looking at there's one down the street from me, and so I went to it, and now I'm looking it up, and we're having a discussion on it.
Okay, well, if you talk about like foreign cotton, I mean that might be cheaper than domestic cotton, but I mean you can't discount the southern states because they really do have a big, operational cotton system down there. So I don't know how much tonnage that the foreign cotton makers produce, but we're still pretty good in the southern states with cotton.
Well, let me put it to you this way, Chief. India alone accounts for 40% of the cotton industry alone. That's just one country. China is also huge. So let's say China, I'm not sure what China is, but India alone has 40%. So that's 60% for the rest of the world. We produce some true, but China was the former leading producer. So they've probably gone down, but let's say for shit the hills, they've gone down to 25%, right? That's still 55% between two countries of the cotton. With 40% gone because of what's going on in India, and we might be all right, but prices are going to be driven up.
And when you got that sort of presence in the market, you can basically dictate the terms.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can name your price.
Well, yeah,
When
but I mean,
when you're the big dog in the yard, you run the show.
That's right. And you're the big dog, Jimmy.
Oh, I love you, darling.
yeah, but I mean, even if it's foreign cotton or domestic cotton, we're still reaping the rewards because cotton is still fairly cheap. So we can buy it in bulk by the numbers, like even the tonnage, and no matter where it comes from, that's still good, right? I mean,
if you're looking at it from an American aspect, but Kenny was presenting it from the farmer's aspect, where there's going to be like more starvation and more chaos in India. It's good for us. We get cheap prices, but bad for the people there.
Well, not really. I mean, because it's not just a cotton. I mean, they're a big producer of milk too. Milk prices are going to go up too. Cotton, not only that, all the spices. What you just want to spice up your meatloaf, Chief? Guess what? It's going to cost a little extra because of what's going on in India. I mean, it's not just one aspect. India actually has a huge hold on the farmers thing. I think we were looking up 24% of the population of India are farmers. That's how much farming they do there. We don't do nearly that amount of farming comparatively. So I mean,
okay, Kenny, you threatened my meatloaf. I love meatloaf. Hey, don't be getting on my meatloaf, man.
I'm just saying, it's going to be a little bit more expensive because of everything that's going on here. Because now they're leaving it to the big corporations. They're the ones that are going to get it because apparently those are the only people that the Indian farmers can sell to, and they can dictate the price and get it dirt cheap from the farmers and then sell it to you at a really marked up cost and make all kinds of money and get rich.
Yeah, but not the meatloaf. Oh God, not the meatloaf.
Just saying though, but yeah, it's just it's one of those things. I mean, this is something that affects everyone, and it's just amazing that how much that's crazy how much farming they do. Holy crap! And I didn't realize they took over the cotton.
Okay, wait a minute.
Stuff.
Maybe 1 out of 24 people work in the industry, but how much of the GPA or the gross national product is agriculture?
Oh, that's a good point. I'm not sure.
So maybe they don't really produce that as much as what we think. They just a lot of people working in it.
Well, they produce 40% of the world's cotton.
Oh yeah, 40% of that. That's right. Okay, and almost all the spices. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, so they do a lot of shit.
They probably do it all by hand still.
Yeah, they might. They actually might. You're right. That might be true. Oh no, actually, says some Indian farmers are deeply engaged in modern farming. Some modern agricultural farms use equipment like tractors, harvester, and other equipment to get a better crop, whereas a few perform rainwater harvesting in their farms. So I guess it depends on what they can afford.
Well, there's a lot of farms that are like, a lot of farms are hybrid farms where they let their livestock, roam around, in open spaces. There's cattle, open space cattle. There's open space dairy. There's open space turkeys. There's open space chickens. I mean, there's a lot of farms that actually treat their livestock really well. It's not just, I guess you would say, just a systematic killing of the animals. I mean, they actually let them enjoy, some kind of life,
See, there's something I wanted to. All right, so this right here, this is a statewide suicides committed by farmers and agricultural laborers.
Oh no, that's a lot. 100
in Punjab, 100 farmers, 24 agricultural laborers. Look at this, just all throughout the country. Look at this. I'm butchering this. Maharashtra or whatever. 3,030 farmers and 1,261 agriculture laborers committed suicide. So this is really affecting them. I mean, because a lot of them, this is their livelihood.
Well,
and
yeah,
government
because you know what? Sometimes the government restrictions and all the amendments that they're supposed to follow to have a thriving livestock, company. Yeah, that's a hard thing to do. And I'll tell you what, man, you get under the gun and you don't think you can sustain your farm anymore. Yeah, a lot of people take that. It's like, that's sad. It really is. It's sad.
Gary, what do you think of this suicide list?
Nice. Pretty sad, man.
Right?
See, all my relatives on my dad's side, they're all farmers.
So you're definitely feeling what the farmers are in India are going through. Then you can relate.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And right now, none of them are involved in it.
They're not involved in what's going on in India, or what do you mean in farming?
Well, in the farming, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But their cash crop was tobacco mostly up there, though.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's a hell of a cash crop too.
Yeah.
For real. Carl, what do you think? Carl?
He went to the bathroom.
Very sad.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, do you kind of like feel for like the farmers? I mean, do you think the farmers are in the right, or do you think the government's in the right on this one, Carl? What do you think?
Well, when has the government ever been right?
Good point. Good point. That is a good point. And just like Jimmy was telling us, apparently this president or whatever his name is, whatever he is pretty freaking corrupt, it seems. And he just seems to be giving the country over to the freaking big companies and all that. Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous.
He's all about coin, apparently. I can't prove it, but I got there's a lot of Indians out here. There's probably nearly more Indians in Australia than freaking Australians.
They're from the upper caste systems. I don't think any. Yeah. Did you hear something that they're using Indian slaves over in Nepal?
Caroline, I could tell you some shit about India, make a billy goat puke.
I bet so.
And I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
I think there's the slaves still there. I think they still use the slave system.
It's bad to judge a whole country on the actions of a few, if that makes sense.
I want to hear about the stories that would make a billy goat puke.
I bet there's some bad ones.
Okay, 8 guys raped a goat.
Ugh.
Oh, jeez.
They drink cow piss.
Oh, they do that. I know that. They eat monkey brain.
Drink cow piss?
I can show you on YouTube a bloke drinking it straight from the cow's area. I can post the video.
Oh, don't do that.
You guys are more crazy down than I thought.
They got fucking rat temples. They got rat temples where they worship rats.
Oh yeah, and if they're lost in the marketplace and are never heard from again, like they lose their families going to orphanages because they get lost in the market.
They've got these gurus that'll stand butt naked. They're like 70-year-old men, and the women will come up and touch them on the doodle, hoping that they'll get fertile.
And they paint themselves blue, right? For some reason.
Yeah. Oh, and I've seen a woman married to a dog. Until a suitable husband could. She got married to a dog. There's some bizarre shit that goes on. But it's all on YouTube.
I draw the line at the marrying the dog shit.
You know, I can post a freaking video on YouTube, like if you want to show that sort of crap.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I'm sure there's fucked up shit in Australia, and I'm sure there's fucked up shit in America, and I'm sure there's fucked up shit in England and wherever else too.
Maybe
None of us are saints.
you do, and I'll shoot you right in the mouth.
None of us are saints. We got some weird shit in all our countries. Let's be honest.
Not our country.
Oh, there's
nobody
people-
can claim any crazier shit than America. We got shit going around in America that's just like so off the cuff, man. Yeah, nobody can ever top that.
Alone. People are fucked up. It's just the way it is.
So it's not just so apparently
before Christmas. That's great. That's just great. Thanks for the topic.
So have any of you has anyone else seen any kind of these kind of protests that have been going on today or anywhere in the last few weeks, according that has to do with these Indian farmers? Because apparently what I'm reading is they've been doing this for a few weeks. They had some in London, they've had some in Australia, it seems. They've had some just all across the US.
Protesting about specifically what? Because like here in Central Ohio, we've had protests like anti-police protests. Is that what you're talking about?
No, the Sikh protesting the farming for the Indian farmers.
No, we haven't had anything around here.
Interesting, because I guess we're just on the big. There probably are places in like New York or maybe Dallas or Fort. Maybe I'm surprised we're not in Fort Worth. That's a pretty big city.
Not that.
Have you seen any around?
No.
You haven't seen anything?
No, but I don't think we have some farmers though here. I think we have, big commercials. Speaking of farmers, has anybody heard anything about Swami?
No.
No. Where's he been?
Someone said yesterday he was in the hospital, code 3 or something, that he had blood in his lungs.
Ooh.
He's a farmer.
Took
That's
off his herpes.
I was thinking maybe it was something, a complication from when he got his ass kicked by the bull.
I haven't seen that little shit bag for ages.
I know. That's what we heard. Alabama Green Eyes told me, or well, she wrote it.
Oh, okay.
I hope he's okay. I've been meaning to call, but I didn't want to call and like if he, I don't know. What if it's? I mean, it'd be kind of weird for a woman to call if his wife answers.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I don't wish evil on
we
anyone
just call
except Brian, but that's another story.
And Salty's not talking to me anymore, so I can't talk to him.
Yay. Lucky you, darling.
So I want to play this video here. It just shows how bad it's getting. The protesting is getting in some areas.
Hey, Kenny, I've got to pop off, buddy. Thanks for having me up. Lovely to chat. See you, wifey. See you, guys. See you, chat. Love you all.
Kenny, are you talking about protests here in the United States?
Huh?
Are you talking about a protest here in the U.S.?
I'm not sure where this protest is, but it's somewhere.
It is somewhere.
Oh, it's in India. Fucking shit. Wow. They're not playing.
Nope.
They are not playing.
But they just don't have a chance.
Yeah, no, I see that, Cliff. It's It's freaking crazy. We just saw that one from BBC. And I don't think things are going to get any better until, the government does something about it. And especially if the farmers protesting just in other cities get their government involved to pressure India, it could help things. But, I can only think of that's probably the only thing that's going to really help is to get other countries to pressure them. I don't think the farmers that are there alone are going to be able to do it alone. They're going to need world political support. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think
Big business is taking over.
What'd you say, Gary?
Big business is taking over.
For real. It's been a slow takeover, and they're slowly doing it. And man, fucking big business, man. Walmart is going to take over.
That's what drove all my relative farmers out of there. They got out of that trade.
Maybe that's why more auditors are doing Walmart, because they realize what's coming, and they're like, big business is taking over. They're the evil, so they're taking over Walmart. Maybe they know something we don't know.
Get a foot in the door. There you go.
Nope, they don't mind swinging those cans around, Cliff. You're absolutely right. Yeah, man, it's just one of those interesting things. Anyway, I just wanted to go live for a little bit. Looks like we're not a whole lot of interest in this subject.
Did you say that they were moving towards industrialization? That's why they wanted to get rid of the farmers?
Well, that's a theory. There's a theory that they might be moving. Someone said they might be moving towards industrialization. I don't know. I think they just want to. I think the president he has some sort of deal with these corporations, and they're giving him a throwback to make it easier. That's my guess.
No way.
I have no proof on this, but that's my guess.
Yeah.
They're giving him some kickback. He's like, okay, I'll swing the business to you so they can become players at the expense of the people. Unfortunately, that's what I think's happening. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I doubt it. I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's going on. And the people aren't going to stand for it. They're like, no, fuck this, Welcome, Comfortable. Hope your family's going well. We're getting ready to wrap up here. There's not a whole lot of support for this subject.
You don't have another subject to talk about?
Let's see.
That was too quick.
How about we can look at an audit, I guess.
Yeah, let's look at an audit.
Okay.
We could. Oh,
Want to look at one of yours?
Sure. Let's look. Yeah.
Let's look at one of yours.
Imagine that, you guys. Let's see. One of my.
You have one in mind?
Let me see.
I tried to go into your live stream last night, but for some reason my chats aren't posting. I don't know why.
I don't know, because I've been shadow banned too. Something's happening. It's not. You're not blocked. I don't have you blocked. It's got.
Well, I know, but I went on other people's channels I've never even gone on, and I can't see my comments there either. So YouTube's doing something weird.
Yes, I've been shadow banned really bad. I know, because I put a video up and then I went on my backup channel and it wasn't there.
Yeah, some weird shit.
Yes, can you please do this one? I saved some kids at. It's called Pompous Deputy Illegally Detains Couple.
Oh, okay. We'll do that one.
And this has been happening a lot here. I've been finding out from people and just by watching is that our deputies, the ones that work for Tarrant County. Oh, we had another death, by the way. They just go up to people and park cars and ask for their driver's licenses and ticket them, but they're not targeting smart people. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's check this out.
What's the difference if I'm standing right in front of the curb? Stand a little bit further back. What, you want me to sit back 6 inches? 6 inches. I want you to be safe. I'm safe right here. You're not my dad. I'm right here. I'm good. Go ahead. I'm 6 inches. 6 inches? Want me to sit back 6 inches? Seriously, is that a lawful order?
I was a little smart ass there, but I just kind of wanted to show these kids that he stopped it. You don't have to take it.
Oh, what's he doing?
I sound like a rat when I'm trying to get my stuff together real fast. I hate rats.
Oh, maybe we'll do that comfort off. Next, we'll look at one of your parodies of Anarchick.
Oh, me?
We're here at
Apparently,
Mexico or at
she said you did some
and
parody
for
of
some
Anarchick.
reason,
Did
the
you?
cop just is
No,
walking.
I think it was really her. I don't think it was me.
And see if she needs help. I think I'm gonna go look over there.
These poor people were they were so uneducated. It was so sad.
I thought he was coming to look at me, but he just went over and asked for their driver's license. Let's go find out.
They were parked there for a long time, so I don't know.
Put my jacket on. Let's go find out what's up with this.
Where was this?
This is in Crowley, Texas.
Crowley, Texas.
Right down the street from me. But it's still Tarrant County.
Okay.
I'm tired of people getting pushed around by these people, you know?
Are y'all good? Are y'all okay? I'm watching them, not you. What are they? He's gonna watch. He's gonna tell me to get away from you. You passenger? Did you ID? You don't have to ID if you're a passenger. Really? What are they trying to say that you're doing? With no lights or anything. Just came over here, huh?
Yeah.
So he's just fishing. Any kind of reason why he's talking to you?
No. He shouldn't have a reason.
So why did he walk up?
Okay, first of all right. How do you know that these people are telling you the truth? They could just be trying to get out of what happened, right? I mean, there's that possibility too, right?
Right. I was like parked on the other side of the. See, I saw him over by the other pumps, like there's some around the other side. So I pulled over to watch him because I was going to follow him to his next stop, right? So we've been sitting there for about 15 minutes, and the people that have been sitting there, they were there before me, right? So when he got in, when he started to drive around to the front of the building, I thought he was coming after me, but he wasn't. He just pulled up behind them and asked for their IDs. So I don't know. I mean, you have to have probable cause to ask for an ID. Now
there was a reason.
We'll find out. We'll find out here. We'll watch more of the video and see what's going on because nothing's really clear right now.
Yeah, that's just still trying to figure everything out.
To do that.
I'm not doing it. I got permission from the manager to be here.
Well, we're gonna find out. Did you take your driver's license?
They look like meth users, to be honest with you, because she had no teeth. I mean, they didn't look very
Okay. We're gonna find out what this is about. I think I'm gonna go live.
So I went live, but they've been doing this to people, so that's why I was like really glad I found this one.
Already illegally detained this couple. I had to go live just for my safety. Okay, so I'm here at this Texaco station, Quickway, and I was just pulled over to talk to Texas Justice on the phone. And these people are just sitting in this vehicle, just hanging out, and the Tarrant County
Kenny,
Sheriff's
I gotta
Office
drop
got
out,
their
man.
names.
All right,
They
Gary.
weren't driving. You guys were just sitting
Alrighty.
here, right? They're just. How long have you guys been sitting here? They've been sitting here. So I don't know
if they're lying to me or not. I saw them.
They've been sitting here for like 5 minutes, and he just came over and asked for the driver's information.
Come on up, Power
So
Wagon.
we're gonna find out why he's doing this. I mean, he doesn't have his lights on. It wasn't a traffic stop, so he's just like fishing. There's no probable cause to come over and talk to them whatsoever. No reason more articulable suspicion. No probable cause. Absolutely no probable cause for him to even come over here and talk to these people. So you have to have probable cause before you can be detained. And now
Man, you know well.
y'all are detained, right? You're detained. He told you not to leave. Okay, here
Why
you
should
come.
I just talk to them?
He's gonna tell me to step back.
What's up, Power Wagon?
Howdy.
What's the difference if I'm standing right in front of the curb? What, you want me to step back 6 inches? 6 inches. I want you to be safe. I'm safe right here. You're not my dad. I'm right here. I'm good. Go ahead. I'm 6 inches. 6 inches? You want me to step back 6 inches? Seriously. Is that a lawful order? I'm asking you to go. Well, I don't want to. Okay.
I was a little bit of a smart aleck to him, but I'm just tired of them picking on people, you know?
Well, I'm trying to. Hold on, let me. I'm trying to hear what he's saying.
Not scary.
Well, I don't want to.
He was telling them like to make sure they have their insurance papers with them, and because he asked for their
Right.
car insurance too.
There you go. Always wanting to tell people what to do. These guys weren't even driving, so now I'm gonna get stopped. Now I'm gonna get stopped.
I was gonna walk up and talk to the cop, but he took off before I could talk to him.
So,
I'll blame him.
can I put you on camera? Is it okay if I put you on camera? No, you look all right. So here we go. They got away. So that was good. Yeah, because you guys weren't driving. So how can you come over here and check your insurance and everything? This car could be parked. So do you think y'all think the camera helped y'all? I think the camera helped because I think the camera helped. I think he knew that like you couldn't get away with anything. Do you think the camera helped, mister? You think the camera helped you? Probably. Okay. Well, there you go. I'm probably gonna get stopped on the way home. So I gotta go forward. No, I don't know. They can make something up though. They can say anything they want. They can make anything they want up. So I have a channel. So anyways, guys, thank you so
Oh,
much.
good God.
Yeah, I'm CFW. I
She
need
was
to.
and she was young.
Just type in CFW like DFW. Only CFW. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so
Good
there
golly.
you have it, you guys. Woo! That was kind of scary, wasn't it? All right, y'all. I'm gonna go back in the car, and I will
And
come
so
back
that
live if
woman.
something else happens. I'm afraid that.
Yeah, it was sad. She was so nice, and she had just her whole teeth were like rotted out already. It's like it was mess, but I had to be. That's what I understand. But broken teeth, like, and
It was
poor thing.
really unclear why there was a stop. I mean, we don't know.
We
Maybe
don't
they were
know.
pulled. What if because they could have been pulled over from the street and they just pulled into the gas station.
No. Because see, I was sitting right on those other side of those pumps, and I saw them there already before I got there. When I pulled up.
Hey,
But
Mary.
the rumor is that they've been doing that a lot. People who are just sitting in parked cars, and people don't know. Well, I'm not driving. Why are you checking for my insurance? You know. So, and they seem to target people that aren't smart. Like those people weren't real smart, if you know what I mean. And we got to protect those kind of people, just like we want to protect the farmers in India.
So, Comfort, what video are you talking about where she's parodies Anarch Chick? I'm confused. I don't see one. I'm looking for it and I don't see it.
Shelly comes through me like a lot, but did you read your emails?
Yeah. Did you email me or something?
I emailed you about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, let me.
But I mean,
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll find it. I'm sorry. You what?
You don't have to look now.
Oh, I still will. That way I can email you back. Because yeah. Let me see. I'll look at it later. Yeah, I don't see one for. No, I don't see you imitating her at all. I don't see you talking about Anarch Chick at all.
It's just like when we were in a panel, and then Anarchic Chick came on.
Oh, okay. I see. That's what happened. Okay.
She was at my house.
All right, let's take a look at someone else. How'd you get your opening? Your opener? Where'd you get it from?
That opener that came from Intro. Intro. It's an app. intro
Okay.
maker. But I have a
Yeah.
really good one where little cartoon characters are dropping in. It's pretty cool. I have a better one now. That one was just a fast one because I was in between. But
Mhm.
no, but I wasn't. It wasn't one of my videos. I was on someone else's panel.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look
Oh,
for
I
it.
was on Dramadome. Was it Dramadome? Whoa, no wait. Yeah, I think it's Dramadome.
So
And
so
then, oh
what's
no, it's Polly Krispies. That's right. It's Polly Krispies.
so what is this issue that I've been hearing about Little Fungus, and there's some sort of issue drama going on with all that? I haven't been following, so I
Yeah.
honestly have no idea what's going on with all this. Can someone give me a real quick rundown?
Yeah. Okay. So Shiva, he bounces around and he looks for funny other people's chats that are kind of like different from ours and different people, and he goes and he trolls them. Well, 10th Man found one like that, and he started trolling them. And there was a room of real trolls like that were trolling gamers. Okay. So supposedly the girl was talking. This Little Fungus girl was talking about a guy that she knows that raped a baby and raped a girl and the girl died. And it was just this big long story. Like, come on, man. And 10th Man is like, okay, so why don't you bring all that information to my chat room, and I've got people that we can figure this out that know how to do records and stuff, and we can figure out, what's going on for reals. And I guess she came over and she just dished him really bad, and that was it. That's all. You know how his feelings get hurt really easy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just had no idea what was going on with all that. I just don't know. All I heard was all of a sudden I hear is I'm hearing about this Little Fungus. Like, who the hell is Little Fungus? I don't even know.
Now the girls are jealous because why are y'all giving her the time of day? Like, she's just brand new, and you guys designated 4 panels for this girl. I'm like, I don't care about her, but some of the other girls are worried. They're talking about that. Like, if you're a new person, you got to sit in the back for a while before you can come on panel. I'm like, who cares?
This is Jay. Hey.
You don't have to sit in the bleachers until it's
Anyways, Jay.
And then other people.
Hello. That ain't what it's all about either.
Okay, good. I'm glad you came up.
What's up, Power Wagon?
That's where I got out of it.
How's it going, Kenny?
It's going all right, man. Just kind of hanging out. Thought I'd go. I went live because of the little thing, and then I decided to come live because my phone died on me. And just kind of hanging out, and we did a nice little talk, and we took a look at a Carolina audit. And now I don't know what we should do. We should do something else. What can we do?
They're
Put
looking
up a
for
video. We could judge
a
our
Shelly imitation.
Kenny,
What? Yes, Mr. J.
Kenny, you remember the drama we were talking about?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's about, and it's spreading throughout the channels. So a lot of the people that have been on see what's going on, and a lot of people are dropping off. So yeah, I'm one of them. I've had it with the drama. I've had it. So
I've been
that's
noticing
it.
that. I've had a few people email me and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm done with the drama.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you won't find a whole lot of that here. So
I'm gonna drop out, you guys.
I know. That's why we're staying here.
All right, CFW, have a good one. All right. So what's up,
thank
Tim?
God.
How's it going? So Power Wagon, when are you gonna go do some public photography, man?
Say again? You're breaking up.
When are you gonna go do some public photography?
Never.
Go show them how it's done, man. Go show them how it's done.
I tell you what, if I run into extra good, I will definitely be doing some public photography.
There we go. Give him a hard time.
Absolutely. Just like Glenn got it the other night.
Oh, that was so hilarious, wasn't it?
Oh, that was gold.
That was so freaking great. And then, oh, do you see today's video that I did about Anselmo?
Yes, that was. Oh.
No, and I'm dying to watch it. I've been busy.
Oh, you
so
gotta see it, Miss J.
Play it, Kenny. Play it. Play
it. You can go watch it.
I don't want to wait.
Aw.
It is comedy gold. I'm not gonna
Yep.
play. I'm not gonna. You're just go watch it. It's hilarious. And
They couldn't have looked dumber if they tried.
oh, I'm sure they could have, but man, they look so dumb in this one.
Oh, just dumb as rocks.
Oh God, it's like that just shows you right there that they do not research places before they go. Will saw the title and decided, oh, okay, this is good. Yeah, no.
Town
Mr.
hall,
J.
public building, government funded.
Mr. J said, "What's the matter? Are you afraid we'll critique your video?"
Oh, just I want you guys can just go watch it because I'd rather not. I don't like hearing my own voice.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. I understand.
I don't like hearing my own voice.
Kane needs views.
Oh, come on. Yes. Don't worry,
Yeah,
we'll
plus-
watch it.
plus the video needs views.
Hey, would you rather have my voice?
Yeah.
What's wrong with your voice, Carl?
There's nothing wrong with your voice.
I hate it.
Well, I hate my voice too, but
Yeah, I hate
That's what you
mine
feel
too.
me.
So I guess everybody hates their voice.
Yeah, everyone hates the sound of their own. Well, not everyone. I'm sure there's some people that are like, oh my
Yeah,
God, my
yeah.
voice sucks.
All the
I'm not one of them.
narcissistic First Amendment auditors. That's who.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know they love the sound of their voice.
Oh yeah.
Man. So yeah. Just go check it out. You'll thoroughly enjoy the hell out of it. Trust me.
Oh, if it's Anselmo getting owned or something, yeah, I will. Definitely will.
Not just Anselmo. It's Will and Chase from the Allen Report also get owned too. It's a threefer.
Damn.
What's up, Tim?
Hey guys, how are ya?
Hi,
All right, how are you?
howdy, Tim.
Jay.
Tim, long time no talk to.
You know, Mrs. J and I have not been on a panel for months, I think.
Yes, we haven't. I
Scary,
haven't been
huh?
on much because I'm having anger issues.
You're drama free.
Yeah, I want to be drama free, but hanging out in those other chats, I've become a not so nice person. So that's why I'm staying out of it from now on, so I can get back to being my pleasant self.
Oh, you're always pleasant.
Well, always around you, Carl.
Exactly, Kyle.
Where'd Lavender go?
It's always great to have Mrs. J on a panel because she's just like we need
I think
her on
CFW.
every
I
single panel.
don't know about
right.
that laugh.
Who did that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I've already started snorting. Oh God.
Yeah. So what's going on, Tim? What's new with you?
Not much. Just checking in with you guys, and I've actually taken the last. We had kind of on Wednesday we had like a kind of a big snowstorm, so I've been kind of off the grid, for a few days, and so if I'm gonna get back on the grid, where else am I gonna go but Kenny Klein TV?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir.
So, Tim, are you upset about Cleveland Indians?
Oh wow. I'm kind of torn between that because a guy I know, he actually wrote a biography or a novel based on the life of Louis Sockalexis, who was the guy who used to play for the Cleveland Spiders. And he was so incredible that Cleveland renamed the Spiders the Indians in his honor. So, honestly, I think, if they're going to change their name, they have to go back to the Spiders, to be honest with you. And, I encourage everybody to Google it. Louis Sockalexis.
So I take it, was he Native American?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is sad. That's the second time I've heard something like that. I thought it was the Kansas City Chiefs that were. It was Kansas City that was changing their name or something.
They're all being pressured.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Chiefs will be-
Washington Redskins?
Well, they've already changed it.
Yep.
To what?
Yeah. Now the Washington football team. Yay.
Football
Yay,
team.
Oh,
football team.
I'm sorry. I'm not racist, but it's freaking ridiculous. It's just stupid. We've
Yeah.
gone too far. Just plain and simple. They've gone too far. Boycott the NFL. Boycott them all.
I'm
Well-
part Navajo Indian,
Morons.
and it doesn't bother me.
Well, here's the thing: there's been people that have been trying to get the Washington Redskins to change their name for a long, long, long time. It just took this to get it to finally happen.
Yeah, but
wanna
does
change
anybody
names.
realize why they were what they were and who
Well,
does
you
a
know,
Native
that goes back-
American like pose for the Chiefs symbol or something?
Well, that goes back to what I said earlier, though, Mrs. J. I mean, they renamed their team the Spiders, which is like, if you're a team and you're named the Spiders, damn, you're mean and all that stuff. And they, in honor of this particular athlete, who they say was better than Shoeless Joe Jackson. Okay. They decided to name the Cleveland team after Louis Sockalexis, as he was known as the Cleveland Indian. And a hush fills the room.
Yeah. I don't think
Because
the
it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Uh-oh. The nasty knee's coming out again.
Whoa. Mrs. J, you're not calling bullshit on me, Mrs. J, are you?
No, I'm calling bullshit on these petty freaking people wanting to change names. Why? They've been that way
It's all
for
about
years. They're not hurting anybody. They've never hurt anybody. They're not hurting the ethnic groups in which they're named after. I mean,
It's all-
if
it's all
anybody wants
political.
to complain, they should complain, and they should be heard. And which, like what they did to Aunt Jemima, that woman was proud of what she did.
Yeah.
The first one, the second one, the third one. There was more than one, but they were all proud of what they did. In fact, she became a millionaire because of it.
Yep.
It's just the bullshit.
Like the whole Aunt Jemima debacle. A bunch of white people who thought like, our families and his stuff exhibited, prejudice against these people. And it's like, we've got a bunch of white people sticking up for people who can stick up for themselves. White people should stick to sticking up for themselves. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. All of these protests that have been going on, that these places where they got changed, this has all been going on for a while. But it took what happened just recently for anyone to actually do anything, for the big companies to finally do something about it. It took something. It's not like this all of a sudden, they decided one day to say, let's look for everything racist in the world and let's change it. No, this is stuff that's been going on for a long time. People have stood up. People have said they want to change. People have said they want something done. But corporations said, no, we're making too much money off this. It's not affecting our bottom line. Once it started affecting their bottom line, then they cared.
That
Well, now
and
it's really affecting their bottom line. As far as I know, they suck.
that and everybody
yeah.
has a voice with the internet.
That too. Oh yeah, and the voices are being heard, and and that's the thing. But yeah, this has been going on for a long time. People have been wanting Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben gone for a while because let's be honest, they're fucking racist. Let's be real with ourselves. That's some racist bullshit. You can't say it's not.
You really think so, Kenny? I'm just trying to picture all the old commercials in my head.
Aunt Jemima is a slave maid. Okay, how is that not racist?
Is it really a slave name?
Yes.
I mean, I'm just asking.
And not only that, but over the years, it's gotten more derogatory looking over the years. And then finally, when and then it started getting better, once mainstream came in and said, okay, well, we can't keep doing it that way. Or what about the soap that used to be Blackies? That finally got took off the shelf. Would you guys be complaining if they said, well, we're going to change that too? Or would that be okay because it's completely racist? But because it's a carrot catcher, you're okay with Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben. I mean, where does the line end and begin?
I never.
What's acceptable?
I have to say this. I have to say this on behalf of probably a lot of people. I never looked at it that way. I never looked at it that way. I mean,
and that actually was an Aunt Jemima.
There was, yeah. She was a slave.
And there actually was an Uncle Ben.
And they were slaves.
But they created something that lives to this day, unlike, like 99.9% of the white people of their era, okay, they created nothing compared to these two. So let their names and images live on. That's what I say. I remember years ago when, the Atlanta Braves were, in the World Series constantly and stuff. And Ted Turner and Jane Fonda were always doing tomahawk chop. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That I can understand, that's racist, but we're talking about the Braves, the Atlanta Braves. That means
that's not racist. I don't think that's racist at all.
No, I don't either. I'm part Indian.
The Cleveland Indians one, I don't get. Redskins, okay, I can see argument for the Washington Redskins needing to change their name.
The Indians is not so much the name; it's the logo with the smiling Indian.
True. Good point. That's a good point.
Oh, Chief Wahoo, yeah.
What about are they going to get the Blackhawks to change their name too?
Well, most as I understand it, most polls indicate that most Native Americans don't care about the Chicago Blackhawks name. It's an honor, as is like the Kansas City Chiefs
or the Florida State Seminoles.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, again, those are just I can understand those again. I don't have an issue with any of those. I don't think a lot of people have an issue with those. The mascot of the Indians, I think people have an issue with. If they change it to make it more representative. But the Redskins, yeah, they should have changed that. That's just that's obviously a derogatory name.
Yeah, Kenny, you're right. Kenny, you were so right. And, as someone from Irish descent of 4 generations of Irish descent, I am very upset at Notre Dame with their Fighting Irish logo. Okay.
Or the Boston Celtics.
So what do I do about that, Kenny?
What, the Fighting Irish?
Yeah.
That's gotten better over the years, hasn't it? They didn't make it nearly as.
But why, Kenny? It's a racist caricature.
It is. I agree. So
you know what? I can be a dick just like anybody else and cry, where, you're stomping all over my Irish heritage, even though I have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean?
Randy, I'm not quite sure. The Red Sox, is that like a derogatory term too? Am I missing something with that?
Red Sox?
Yeah, is that a derogatory term somewhere?
I don't think so. Does anybody else think so?
I don't think so either.
There's a huge difference between Red Sox and Chicago Blackhawks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I'm not getting the whole Red Sox mention because that doesn't sound racist to me at all.
Well, you mentioned it.
Well, because Randy did.
Oh, okay.
Chat.
Well, I'm trying. I'm on a Chromebook here. Oof.
Well, no, Sasquatch, no, because there's nothing wrong with your name, South Jersey Sasquatch. That's not derogatory whatsoever. Just the mere mention of someone doesn't make it derogatory, right? That's not that's not the argument here. There's nothing wrong with the Cleveland Indians. There's nothing wrong with the Houston Oilers when they were the Oilers, the Cleveland Browns. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're throwing into Native American slurs or ethnic slurs or even Caucasian people slurs, that's where there's an issue. I'm sorry, the Washington Redskins is an absolute slur to Native Americans, and I think everybody can agree with that. And it should be gone. Now, any of the other ones they want to get rid of, no.
You know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking about when it comes to the Washington Redskins? I'm thinking of their logo. Their logo was of a very proud Native American. Isn't that the one that pictures the chief's face?
Yeah.
No,
profile.
They did that because they realized their name was really, really bad. Really bad.
It would be akin to a team being called the Houston Rednecks.
It would. Thank you. It really would be. It would be.
I think that would be fun.
I'm sure a lot of people would have an issue with it. Like I said, a lot of people wouldn't have an issue with it. But then again, there's not a history of killing, massacres, and all that behind that, right? There isn't. There is with the Native Americans, so there's an issue with it. You gotta take history into account with what you choose.
Kenny, I agree with you, and that's why I actually believe that there is room to work with the Washington quote unquote football team as far as their name, but as far as Blackhawks and the Chiefs, those are honorable names.
And that's the
or when they go to the Washington Glens. Washington Cereals.
The cereals.
Washington Cereals. They have Glenn all out there, with red, his little red circles on his cheeks. That's like he's got dimples or something, and he come out there. That's right, guys. Start filming the other team. Like, what are you doing here? It's public photography. I'm just getting your clays. If you don't like it, hide it. That would be so funny.
And Glenn's so dumb that he probably thinks, the Redskins are actually playing, they're actually his home team in the state of Washington.
Probably does.
Jesus.
That's actually funny.
Or they could do to the Washington Senators or the Washington governor or the Washington president.
Wait a minute. Is Washington Senators what? Professional sports team, or the Washington Senators actually supposedly serving every one of us?
True Taco. Yankee was originally a derogatory term. This is absolutely true. But now we have co-opted it and we've made it positive. The Native Americans have not co-opted Redskins. If they co-opted Redskins, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No, I think we should get rid of the Yankees too.
You think
if you're gonna go all the way. Anything that might have I don't care. There's too many fucking snowflakes in the world. I mean, if you're gonna go part way, go all the way. Get rid of all the names.
I don't think it's just being a snowflake to get rid of racist names. I think that's kind of a stupid statement to say you're being a snowflake because you don't want a racist name around.
But they're not all racist. They're not all racist.
Not all of them, no, but there are some that need to be racist that need to be removed. I can think of the one, any other ones that they're talking about, I could get rid of. I mean, I could care less because they're not racist to me. But the ones that are blatantly racist, come on, you don't think they need to be taken care of?
Okay,
But, you know,
I watched a video. Wait a second. Wait.
Take back, Kenny.
Wait. Are you going to stop, Tim?
I'm stopping.
I just mentioned Aunt Jemima because I had watched a video of her ancestors that in their town, I believe it's in Texas, is known as the birthplace of Aunt Jemima, and they have a museum dedicated to her.
Really?
Yes. And I watched the family. I watched a family very, very upset that they want to eliminate everything about her. That's the only reason I mentioned it, because I mean, that's part of their culture, whether you like it or not.
It's history.
It's history. Yeah, well, that's my biggest thing about all this. We're erasing history. We're erasing everything history. It's historic. It's part of our country. Should we erase it and forget about it? Should we forget it ever happened? Because basically that's what you're saying. If you want to eliminate it all, then we're erasing our culture, our history. Do you want to live it over again? Do you want Nazi Germany back? These people that keep saying, that's like Nazi Germany. Oh, what is this Nazi Germany? You fucking morons. If this was Nazi Germany, you wouldn't have the right to speak, period. You'd be dead. I mean,
I'm so tired of the Nazi Germany and the Hitler, names being thrown out by everybody on both sides. I mean, this is not Nazi Germany, okay? Nobody in America, or actually in the world right now, when you think about it, is Hitler, okay? So let's stop insulting the millions of people that the Nazi regime killed.
North Korea?
20 million Russians. 20 million Russians. In addition to all the Jewish people that they slaughtered. Okay? So stop comparing Trump to Hitler. Stop comparing Republicans to Nazis.
Tim, you're going off subject. You're going off subject again. You're going way off subject.
Way off.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So
going off the map.
I hear what you're saying. And here's the thing: as far as the Nazi thing goes, the world will never let Germans forget about that. I mean, they're never. That's why they won't tear down Auschwitz. They won't tear down those places. They don't want the Germans to forget. It's okay to always remember what happened. God damn it, Tim! Am I finished?
Sorry.
You, Tim.
Christ. Okay. Where was that? Okay, so yeah, the Germans, they'll never let the Germans forget that. It's one thing to never forget it, but then it's another thing. But we're also not glorifying what they did, right? When with Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben and all that, people were making money. If they would have kept it that way, people would have been making money off of that. Sure, the families okay with it because they're making money and it's history. I get it. They want to keep it that way. But with the Aunt Jemima name gone, no one's going to forget Aunt Jemima. The freaking. It's not like the museum's just going to cease from to exist when Aunt Jemima's not there, right? It's not. They can go on. They can keep her name going. They can open up a website. They can do all kinds of things to keep her memory going without anyone making money or profiting from some racist caricatures bullshit, right? And still not be forgotten. But still, no one makes money off of it. You understand what I'm saying?
I think that's the slippery slope that everybody is on right now. with everybody going after everything now and doing it for political purposes, it minimizes the Redskins and the Aunt Jemimas that are, like you say, just obviously racist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
But Kenny, do you really think that Aunt Jemima is racist? Because she was a real person.
She was a real slave, and they made money saying, well, what can we make our money? Well, guess what? People, can you imagine? Come on, just think back to the conversation they had when they first started Aunt Jemima. We got this new syrup here, boy. What we gonna call it, boy? I'll tell you what we gonna do it. Oh, look at that woman right there. That's what we gonna do. We gonna put her on. I think that's right. We gonna make money off of that right. You get over here, you see here, and you freaking sit there and you take a picture. Yes, man. All right, you do it great. Now we gonna make some money off you. Now go pick that card. Come on, man. Seriously, was that a real question?
Kenny. Honestly, that was probably one of the most racist interpretations of a conversation I've heard in a while. That was horrible, Kenny. Stop.
I'm just saying. Well, think back in the time when Aunt Jemima was made, and come on, I'm sure maybe not exactly, but that is I bet that's a pretty accurate description of what happened during that conversation when they decided to make Aunt Jemima syrup or Uncle Ben's rice.
Yeah, but Kenny, okay, you're a white guy. I'm a white guy.
I'm not white.
Wrong, Tim.
Wrong, Tim.
I'm not
wrong,
white,
Tim.
Kenny, you're black?
I'm mixed.
Mixed what?
A lot of shit.
Oh my God.
He's a mixed terrier.
I was gonna say, like retriever or what?
He's a mutt like the rest of us.
Yep, I'm definitely a mutt.
I'm a mutt.
We're all mutts. So what the hell does anybody's race have to do with anything? Okay, because we're all mutts. Okay, people who make an issue out of race are the ones that we should really be paying closer attention to, as opposed to like people like us who are just like accepting of their mutt status.
Okay, Tim, and I would agree with you. Now, with that being said, if we want everyone to look at everyone the same way, shouldn't we then get rid of all the stuff that brings prominence to the racism that was in our past, like Aunt Jemima or the other things like that?
Well, Kenny, did
just answer the question real quick, Tim? I don't need explanation.
I am answering the question.
I don't need explanation though. Just quick, concise.
Okay. Based on what you said, okay, the troubles and everything like that Aunt Jemima and her family endured at the time that Aunt Jemima was alive was honestly, Kenny, doesn't affect you, and it doesn't affect anybody else. Okay, I'm sorry.
How do you know it doesn't? What do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't affect me? What? I'm sorry. I'm confused.
No, what I'm saying is what happens to Aunt Jemima does not affect Kenny Klein. If I am wrong, I will say it. You know what I mean?
Okay, but what does that? But what does that have to do with the original question of if we want everyone to be the same and forget about racism, shouldn't we get rid of the racism from our past that is still prevalent in today's society?
Well, honestly, to me, it's kind of ridiculous to ignore, the differences in every one of us. Let's face it, we go through our lives day to day, and well, at least before like the whole COVID thing happened, where we were actually able to go out day to day, right? But we would encounter people different than us, okay? Different than us in many ways, whether it be color, whether it be like maybe, someone has like a missing limb or something like that, okay? It's okay to recognize people as being different colors and being different, okay? But don't treat them like they're any less than you are. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Then don't you think media and things that we buy and stuff like that shouldn't show one particular set of people as less than in order for that to happen?
Who do you think that the media is showing as less than?
Take a look at any TV show and take a look at any stereotype. Pick one, and I'll go down the list.
No, Kenny. Got to name specifics.
I just told you, any stereotype.
Any stereotype. And I just told you why any stereotype is really okay, because that's what makes us who we are. Okay? I mean, that's fantastic. It's good to be different from each other.
So yes, it is good to be different from each other, but should you? I think you're missing the whole point of what I'm talking about.
Honestly, I think the whole world is missing the point of what should really be happening.
Tim, you should be a fucking politician. You know how to not answer questions.
Well, I am Jerry Swalwell's cousin,
Jesus Christ. All those words and not one question I've ever asked got answered. Not my original question still remains to be unanswered, by the way.
The only thing I'm worried about is erasing history.
I agree. Yeah. We don't need to erase history, but at the same time, we don't have to erase it, but we don't have to. You don't have to profit from the negative history either, right? You can
celebrate it.
Yeah, we're not forgetting Nazi Germany. That's still heavily on everyone's mind. It's a daily reminder, but no one makes money off of it. No one profits from it. There is no celebration of it. See the difference in that? You can still remember the past without celebrating it.
I think what Tim's trying to say, without saying it, of course, is that. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Is that with all the politicizing of everything, especially racism, it just minimizes, once again, the stuff that is truly racist. I mean, everything's racist now. And they're doing it because of political reasons.
No, I agree with you. I think the media is definitely taking way too much, and they're saying shit's racist when it's not racist. Yep. And I think that's a big issue. And everyone just is biting it, eating it up, because that's the new buzzword right now. Racism is huge again. We need to stomp it out. We need to get rid of it. There's this war on racism, which which should have happened a really long time ago. I think it's a little too late now, honestly. It's just, and everyone's just becoming too politically correct. I agree with you guys on that. I think the world is way too politically correct, and unfortunately, because they're worrying about the Cleveland Indians, because they're worried about, oh my God, you named this off-white or burgundy or black person black or what, or some stupid. They're not really doing that, by the way, but just some stupid shit like that. They're taking away truly from the stuff that needs to be changed, and everyone's like, oh my God, you're just on about something else, and no one's really looking at it and saying, well, hold on, wait a minute, you're right on that one. All this other shit, you're being a real idiot about. But and that's just it. People are getting desensitized to it because now they just think everyone's a snowflake. That's a new buzzword now. If you don't like what someone's doing, guess what? You're a snowflake. It don't matter what. I can say, I like diet iced tea. Well, you're a fucking snowflake. Yeah, exactly. It's just getting overused.
And day up the past.
I'm sorry.
The tearing down the statues of our founding fathers? No, I don't agree with that. But at the same time, and I'm probably going to catch some flack from this. I already know I am.
Yep, you are.
I don't understand why there are statues of Jefferson Davis who lost the war. We don't have statues of Hitler. We don't have statues of other people who have lost wars, right? Why all of a sudden are there statues of Southern generals who lost the war, by the way, but they're still around? Jefferson Davis He was jailed and he got released, but there's statues of him. That I don't understand.
Yeah, why?
That's the only thing I don't.
They're American citizens. That's one reason.
Okay, so then where's your statue, Power Wagon? You're an American citizen.
I didn't fight in a war either.
Okay, true, fair enough. Okay, no, I get that, but I mean, still at the same time, they lost, and it wasn't like it was some just big thing that they were fighting for rights and they were doing this and they lost, and it's a real, true romantic love story about loss. No, it's that's not the case. Even if it would have been that, I can understand it, but that's not the case either.
Next thing you know, they'll be bitching about
That's exactly the thing. They are. I'm sorry, sorry, Carl. Just real quick, I just want to say something with Julius. They were exactly. They lost the war. They were traitors. Why do we have statues of traitors up? Let's look at it. Let's be real. Southern soldiers were traitors.
Some people don't feel that way. I'm not defending it. I'm just pointing out the other argument. Some people don't feel that way.
I get that.
I
That's why
agree.
they're around. And I get it, and I get why they're around. But I mean, I'm sorry. Let's let Carl. Go. Let's let Carl go. I actually interrupted him. Go ahead, Carl.
Oh, that's all right. Next thing you know, they'll be bitching about Redskin Potasso and
Hey, I love that. So they better stop not bitch about that. I'll be pissed.
I love that crap too.
That's what it is. South became martyrs. Okay, there we go. That's a good point. They did become martyrs. That's a very good observation, Robert. That is true. They really, really did become martyrs.
But you know, Kenny, you also realize that most of the soldiers, okay, that fought for the Confederacy, okay, as well as the Union, okay, they weren't fighting for or against slavery. They were fighting for a paycheck each week, although it wasn't in the form of a check, obviously. It was in the form of coin. Okay, but that's the way it was on both sides. Both sides, they fought to survive for their families. Okay, slavery and all this stuff. The only people it affected were the people that sent the other people to war, which still happens to this day. See what I mean?
That's not entirely true, because the plantation owners, they were fighting to keep their slaves.
Absolutely.
Right? So, I mean, you can't just say it was. It wasn't. Not now. There were
exactly.
But that's exactly the opposite of what you were just saying. So why is it exactly?
No,
this is why I think you should be a politician.
Okay,
you have this.
The plantation owners were fighting to keep the slaves, okay? But most of the Confederate soldiers, okay, they were just there to earn a paycheck. They had no ties to, slavery or anything like that, okay? They were just concerned that their whole farms had been wiped out.
Grumpy, I agree with you 100%.
See, I'm glad. I was kind of worried that maybe you guys would jump on me for saying no more Southern statues. I'm glad I'm having people that are agreeing with me on that. I was kind of like, fuck, this is probably going to go over badly, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't know how this is going to go, but fuck it. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't think people are against the statues coming down because of them being Confederate soldiers. I just don't think they like the idea of people telling them what to do.
Did Taco Josh just compare me as the male version of AOC?
He did, but we're not going to go off. We're not going to go off on a tangent right now because we got a really good conversation going. So
I'll tell you something very interesting, Kenny, and this is the absolute truth. This is what was taught when I was in high school, is that the Civil War was not fought because of slavery. It was fought because of states' right to secede. states' rights, essentially.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
and I agree wholeheartedly. And Lincoln, though he's credited as freeing the slaves, that wasn't his intention. His intention was to make sure Texas and the South did not cede from the Union. His intention was to keep the Union together. It was just a happy coincidence, maybe not even a happy one for him, but a coincidence that he was able to use the slaves to bolster his troops and say, you know, I'm going to say I can free you, even though he absolutely had no power to free the slaves. But everything went the way it was, and all he wanted to do was protect his union. That's all Lincoln wanted to do. It had nothing to do with freeing anybody or anybody's rights. In fact, Lincoln has been on record as being Lincoln has been on record. You can look on many. Whenever he's asked about slaves, he's indifferent to slavery. He doesn't think it's right or wrong.
And that's not a problem to you that he doesn't have an opinion?
No, that's why I'm saying Lincoln is not the great president everyone says he was.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So he was basically just cutting it right down the middle.
Oh, he was an absolute politician.
Absolute.
Wow. So when the whole declaration and everything like that he did, that didn't come from his conscience.
That came from him saying, "Hey, look, there's 5,000 or 10,000, whatever, how many slaves. If we give those guns and say, hey, we're going to free you, don't you think they're going to step up against their masters and try and join us and join our army, and we have a better chance of winning?" There you go. Done deal.
And that brings up a very, very interesting scenario. What if Lincoln had not stepped up?
I love it, Robert. Lincoln had a MySpace account. That was his mistake. That is great.
Nice, Robert.
Really, absolutely. The Emancipation Proclamation was a move to destabilize the Confederacy. Absolutely true.
Yep.
Can
hold on. We've been dominating this conversation. Let's let Mrs. J get on this. Mrs. J,
I'm sorry.
Anything?
What do I think about Lincoln?
Well, yeah. Well, anything what we've been talking about, you've been really quiet. And I just want to make sure everyone gets a chance to have a say here, because Tim can get going, and then I'll have to stop Tim, and then we keep going, and then Power Wagon has to come in.
Yeah, it's always my fault.
So we want to make sure.
Yeah, all politicians are the same. They just do they just do what they think is best for them, not necessarily the country.
What's your take on Lincoln? What do you think Lincoln? Do you believe he was as good a president as everyone says he was, or do you have misgivings?
Wow.
In a way, he was, but not for good reasons. Does that make sense?
I totally get what you're saying, and I think I agree with you, because I think he was a good president in the fact that if Lincoln did what Lincoln did, we probably wouldn't be here having this conversation right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, he did do good things, and he did what he had to do. And if it weren't for him making those tough calls, and even though maybe he didn't agree with them, still having them done for whatever reason, good or bad, selfish or not, they were done, and we're here because of it. Hi, Denise.
And people have gone as far to say that our founding fathers were racist because they owned slaves. But that's not true. They owned slaves because it was part of the way that they lived. I mean, it came from Europe. And guess who sold the slaves? It wasn't the Europeans. It was the Africans.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go back, if you're gonna go back, go all the way back.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's partly true. That is partly
and you know,
There were
before
a lot of
anybody even throws this out there, that does not make you racist. For saying
yes. Anyway, so like I was saying,
Before Tin opened his mouth.
that is partly true, Mr. J. Yes, there were Africans who did sell themselves into slaves, but there were also Europeans that went out there and caught slaves. So it was yes and no. There was a little bit of both. To be fair, it wasn't just
Yes,
Africans.
but it wasn't.
Learned the slave trade. The Europeans learned the slave trade from the Germans and the Norwegians. The Danes were actually the first one that started the slave trade, weren't they? It was the Danish.
They want to take down. They want to take down Mount Rushmore. There's a movement because Washington owned slaves. They're going too far. They're going too far. That's just bottom line. They're all going too far. Enough is
It's all
enough.
for political reasons.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Taco, you're here. What's
it's
up?
bullshit.
There was an interesting documentary I watched. It was kind of like a what if scenario. It was like the Confederacy of the Confederacy States of America. It was like, what if the South had won? It was very interesting. It kind of it had like commercials like today of what they would be like if the South had won, and they were doing like interviews and kind of like went through what history would be like up to now. It was kind of interesting.
Did it depict the United States as two separate countries?
No, because the South would win.
Well, yeah, but they would still be two different countries then.
Yeah, they wanted to secede from the Union.
But they actually beat the North.
But the whole premise of the Civil War was for the South to secede from the North, so it would be true.
Well, the way they had it, excuse me 1 second. They actually captured Abraham Lincoln and exiled him to Canada, and
that's interesting.
And they took over the whole United States, and it became one Confederate States of America.
That's interesting, but I don't think that's plausible.
Either. Did you guys ever rap?
Is it true that Abraham Lincoln actually invented the curved hockey stick?
So anyway, on a totally separate
you guys are horrible.
Series called Man in the High Tower.
I have seen part of that.
That is a series based on what if the Axis had won the World War.
Right.
It would have been
very good.
Series. You guys got to check it out if you really want to see some alternate history type thing. So good.
I've seen it. You know, it's actually pretty freaky.
Yeah, it is.
Because it, like, you know, starts from like a really bad point.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't need a big synopsis of it. I just want to bring that up. Let's get back.
Right, because Tim will spoil everything.
Yeah, he really will. So that's why that doesn't happen. All right, so
Hitler dies at the end.
I want to pose that to everyone here. Carl, what do you think? Lincoln, was he a good president, or was he just corrupt? What do you think? What do you think of Lincoln?
I wasn't alive back then, so I can't really give an actual informed opinion.
Okay, fine. Power Wagon, what do you think?
He was the best president we've ever had. He had to navigate through the toughest times in this country's history, and he kept the Union together. Like you said, he had to make the tough decisions, and I think just looking at who followed him in the presidency and what happened and his failed administration shows you how good Lincoln was.
I have to disagree.
Okay, well, what do you disagree about, Carl?
The best way president we've ever had was definitely Washington.
Washington. Okay.
He had a hard.
Why do you say Washington, Carl?
Washington had a win on the revolutions.
He wasn't president then, though.
He was just a general.
Well, he won the revolution, and then he became president.
Oh, you know, I think I understand what he's saying. You know, it's like Washington. I mean, he was such a leader, okay, that when they, you know, made him president, and, you know, let's face it, it was just a handful of people that made George Washington the first president, okay? You know, it wasn't 150 people, 150 million people voting. You know, it was just a bunch of guys in a room. And they were just like, Washington, yeah, he's our man. If he can lead our troops, he can lead our country. So I understand what Glenn's saying. Yeah.
I understand what you're saying too, but I would have to disagree, because the only reason I would disagree is because Washington, yeah, he was our first president. He did great. He did decent things. But you got to remember, this is in the infancy of our country. So he had tons of help. John Adams, Franklin. I mean, there are so many people that were there that themselves become future presidents.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't like he was by himself, like maybe Lincoln. I wouldn't say Lincoln was by himself, but Lincoln didn't have nearly the help that Washington had. So the question is,
agreed, but even John Adams, Kenny, even.
I'm not finished, Tim. God damn, seriously, that's annoying. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, so I think in order to really see how he would have done, I think it would be only fair if they had switched places. If Washington would have been in the position that Lincoln himself was in, what would Washington have done differently? Would he have done things the same? What would he have done differently? How would he have reacted? Would we be seeing a different America today if Washington had been president, or do you see the same outcome? Maybe not same, but at least a similar outcome. What do you guys think?
I think Washington did a lot of framework that you can't put past a lot of other presidents. I mean, they were willing to make Washington basically a king almost. You know, where there was no term limits and stuff like that. And he's the one that gave himself term limits. And there was a lot of other, you know, limitations that he gave himself that has stood has stood time. So you got to give Washington the foresight on that.
Well, like I said, I think I thought Washington was a great man. I think Washington was definitely more of a natural born leader than Lincoln was. I think Washington had more scruples than Lincoln. I think he was more of an honest man than Lincoln. And I'm not just saying this because Lincoln was a lawyer. But seriously, I just think that I don't know if things would have been the same outcome, but I do still think that Washington, more than likely, I don't know. Do you think Washington would have been on the side of the South or the North during the Civil War times? What do you guys think?
I think he would have been North.
Maybe. I don't know. He himself was a slave owner.
Yeah, but he wasn't a big fan of it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I heard something like that. Like when he died, he left the slaves to his wife, and when his wife died, his slaves were actually free, from what I remember.
I don't think you can
let me know when
discount.
it's Kenny.
Okay, go ahead, Tim. But just go ahead.
Well, no, I heard somebody else talking, so go ahead.
Go ahead. No, it's okay. Go ahead. No, I think everything we're done. Hold on, wait. Actually, before you start, Hank, what's up?
Oh, not too much.
You want to weigh in on this before Tim goes?
What's the subject now? I just got back.
It's really range. we'd start. Oh, let's see. It started out. We were talking about the baseball teams, the football team changed their names. Then it went to Aunt Jemima, and then somehow it went to Lincoln, and then from Lincoln it went to the Civil War, and then from the Civil War it went to Washington, and now we're, I guess. Oh, now the question was based: if Washington had been in Lincoln's place during the Civil War, would he have been on the side of the North or the South?
I think he would have fought more to keep it from happening.
Yes.
I think he would have been more on how to preserve unity within the Union without having to have a war.
I think Lincoln was quick to go to war. He wanted the war. He knew it had to happen.
I don't think you can discount the fact that Washington was a soldier in the army and then Lincoln was a civilian president. I think that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But Kenny, are you actually saying that,
Hank
Washington? Sorry,
Hank
Kenny.
wasn't done, Tim. Hank wasn't done. Go ahead, Hank.
I'm sorry.
The last leader who wants to take his nation to war is a veteran.
True. That's a good point. Okay, go ahead, Tim.
Well, I was going to mention, I think I may have mentioned this to you, a while back, but, I actually went to Philadelphia a couple of years ago to, smuggle some cheesesteaks back to Boston, and, but, I actually, came across George Washington's home in Philadelphia, which incredibly, he had all these slaves, okay? And this is before Lincoln. Washington had all these slaves, and he actually had a head cook named Zeus. I always remembered that. His name was Zeus. And one night, for some reason, George Washington left the back door open or something, and Zeus and all of George Washington's slaves in Philadelphia made it out of Philly. So take it for what it is. I think both Washington and Lincoln had good things about them.
Okay, so Tim, what do you think? If Washington were in Lincoln's place as president, well, would he be on the side of the North or the South? What do you think? And please don't go on a 5-minute diatribe.
One word.
If the Civil War had occurred when Washington first became president,
no. That's not
it's there's like so many different questions involved here. I think Washington would have been against slavery, is what I'm saying.
So North.
So you think? So do you think he would have sided with the North?
Well, there are plenty of people in the South who didn't believe in slavery either.
Okay, but let's go back to the specific question. That this is like pulling teeth.
One word,
Washington,
Tim.
If Washington were in Lincoln's shoes, he was a president during the Civil War times, would he have sided with the North or would he have sided with the South? Real simple.
North.
If you want to explain your answer, that's fine. But let's give an answer.
North. I don't need an explanation at this point. North.
No, you pretty much gone on. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. So. Taco, what do you think?
Oh.
I know. I'm sorry you had to follow that.
Who can follow that?
I think he would have went. I think he would have went north, and I think he would have won it in a faster amount of time.
Ooh, nice. He was a war man, so yeah, he strategy.
One of Lincoln's worst problems was he selected wrong generals at a lot of times. He flip-flopped generals quite a bit. And I think Washington wouldn't have had that issue.
I think you're right.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're right. Mrs. J, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he would have been with the North.
What about you? What about Mr. J? What does he think?
Mr. J's not paying attention right now.
See,
Okay,
Mr. J
now
won't
ask
ever
him.
pay attention to my streams. What's up with that?
Probably because he's tuned out Tim.
Stop.
If Washington was president during the Civil War, do you think he would have been on the north side or the south side?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Never met the
He's like, why are you asking this question? I'm doing my own thing. I'm not watching for a reason. Damn it, Tim. Wow, this is going
I'm in the middle of NBA Jam, damn it.
Robert thinks Washington would have gone with the North as well. I think he would have gone with the North too. I don't think he would have sided with the South. Now, what president do you think would have sided with the South if there was a president?
Oh,
what's
an interesting question?
Lyndon Johnson.
Lyndon Johnson. Okay, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
What's
Fair
the
enough.
I was going to say Lyndon Johnson too.
What former president,
No.
or current president, or whatever future president even, do you think would have sided with the South during the Civil War?
Biden.
You think Biden would have?
Oh, yeah.
Biden. Yes, I agree. Biden.
Yeah, Biden.
Yep.
Okay.
Biden would know where he is.
Agree.
I honestly think Trump would side with the South too, not because of the racism, but just from the rights to secede. I think he would have been okay with there. I don't think he would have been okay with the racism. That's not what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted. I'm doing it simply from the side that the government can't tell other people what to do. If it says you concede, you concede. I think he would have been okay with that.
That was very political, Kenny.
I think the state rights thing too. He's big on state rights.
Well, because I knew as soon as I said Trump, you guys were going to think I meant racism, but that's not what I meant.
Absolutely.
That's why I had to explain myself.
Whatever, Omaha.
I'm just saying, you don't believe. Oh, come on, really?
Ow!
Whatever.
Ow!
Did your monster van get in an accident?
It did. Leave me alone. All right. So, what do you think, Carl? What president do you think would have, besides Biden, would have sided with the South?
None.
Oh God. I don't know. I never keep up with human presidents, so yeah.
I'll give you guys one. Jackson. I think Jackson would have sided with the South.
Yeah,
Carl, admit it. You're going to be president at some point, and you're going to be the answer to the question, aren't you?
True. Agreed. No, like I said, the South had every reason to want to cede from the Union, Randy. I agree. It was just I honestly didn't care if they would have ceded from the South anyway. I don't understand what the issue was, but they didn't want to break up the Union for whatever reason.
Harry Truman.
Truman, I agree. He probably would have sided with the South too.
Oh yeah.
Who else?
Harry Truman is still the only world leader to drop a nuclear weapon. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 nuclear weapons on another country.
And the points.
But okay.
I know, right? What does that have to do with what? Okay, anyway.
Well,
who else?
That's why his nickname was Give Me Hell Harry.
What about Adams? You think Adams would have sided with the North or South? On the South?
John Adams? I think would have sided with the South, actually.
I think so too. That's what I was thinking. I think he would side with the South as well. What about Franklin?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't a president, though.
Still.
Yeah, I mean, he had slaves. He had slaves in America. He had slaves in England. He had slaves
But
in France.
But at the same time, he did the hanky panky with his slaves, so he was okay with it.
That we know of.
Oh, there's many African American that are related to Benjamin Franklin. Are you kidding me?
All right, but you just said that he wasn't messing with any of them.
He was messing with them. He got it on. He was like he was like, oh my god, look at that African booty. I love the booty. He loved the booty. He's a booty man.
Oh, okay. So Ben Franklin trafficked in sex slaves, is what you're saying. Oh, okay. I get it.
I'm saying he likes the booty. That's what I'm saying.
Benjamin Franklin just had jungle fever.
Yes, that's all it was. That's all I'm saying. That's absolutely all I'm saying.
Jungle fever. He got jungle fever. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Can we just mute Tim for the rest of this?
I'm sorry, guys. Hey, you know, if you want me to bolt, I will. I just wanted to jump on.
No, you're fine. Just try not to interrupt people. And you're all good.
Like who though? No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Power wagon. See, you scared Power Wagon off. All right, so that was just I think this has been it's been a really fun talk. We've gone all over the place again. We usually do that on the show, though. Go from one subject to the next just so smoothly and all that, voice and stuff like that. What other presidents probably would have signed up to the South? What about you, what about you guys, audience? What do you think? Who else would have?
Oh, I got a good one.
With the wood pile, if he thought a snake was on it.
Oh God!
Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh. I know a bit about him, but it's like weird.
Yeah, definitely. What about Taft? You think Taft would have sided with the South?
Taft would have sided with whoever could got him out of the bathtub.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I was just gonna say that. Whoever could pull him out.
Oh, jeez. Since we'll all be in lockdown, us in Cali, we should all have a drink for New Year's together. That would be kind of cool, Randy. I don't know how many of us are in Cali. I'm in Cali. You're in Cali. Who else is in Cali? I think that's it.
We're going to ship Tim to Cali for you.
No, you're not. We're gonna ship him to I think you're in Wisconsin, aren't you, Calcuts? We're going to ship him to Wisconsin.
We're going to ship him in a cake for you.
That's okay. Oh, Horrocks in Cali too. Okay,
It'd have to be a cupcake, though.
Oh,
get your midget stripper.
All right. So since we were kind of switching subjects to the COVID and all the lockdowns, do you think we should have like a mandatory a national lockdown for a certain amount of time to try and get COVID back under control? Or do you think no? What do you guys think?
Should have done that in the first place.
True. Yeah. I agree. But should we do it now then?
Are we going
Well, considering the fact that my 22-year-old niece has COVID, and there's a possibility that I was exposed to it, and in which case I am dead. Just saying, because
no.
Oh yeah, I am definitely dead. So
stop it.
Don't think positive. Don't think negatively.
Friggin' people that don't wear masks can suck my ass, because my niece, the dumb shit, did not wear a fucking mask at work. And she worked at a vet's office. And she now has COVID, possibly gave it to my brother, who's being tested today. And well, her sister is over here all the time, which means I've been exposed to it. So fuck me.
No. You're fine. No, you're fine. Okay? And don't be mad at her. She's family.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, come on.
You can be mad at family. It's very easy.
I'm mad at her.
Yeah.
I'm mad at her. I am mad at her.
Be mad at her.
I don't want to blame her, but I have, she's going to blame herself. And that's the whole point.
And also, just I'm not trying to make excuses, but just to be fair, even if she had wore a mask, it doesn't stop you from getting it. It only slows down the spread of it. It doesn't stop you from getting it.
But if they're not wearing the mask, what other precautions are they not taking?
No, I agree. No, I know. I totally agree with you. But I'm just saying the fact that even if she wore a mask, she still could have ended up contracting COVID. That's all I'm saying.
Mrs. J, I just wish the best for your niece, honestly.
Yeah.
So do I.
Make sure you get tested yourself, too, and take care of yourself. So you test as early as you can, so that way they can detect it early and ask for the shit they gave Trump, because he was okay after like 2 days.
And check with your doctor, see if there's any prophylactics you can be taking just in case to help you have a stronger chance.
And also just as a precaution, if you don't have it, drink some vitamin C. Make sure you drink lots of vitamin C, because if you don't have it, that'll help you.
And vitamin D2 and zinc.
Vitamin D2, yes. So there's like this energy supplement. It's called, I think it's High C. No, not High C. It's like a vitamin C.
I remember High C.
Vitamin C drink mix. What is it called?
Emergency.
Thank you. Emergency. Get some of that. If you don't have it, that'll boost up your immune system. I mean, if you have it, it's not going to help. But if you don't have it, it's a good thing to have. Just right now, treat it like you don't have it. You don't know you have it. Treat it like you don't have it and drink emergency. Yes.
Okay.
It's not the best tasting, but hey, it will help you.
Never heard of that one. I'll have to check into it.
Yes, emergent, and it's emergent and then -C. So it's spelled differently,
Yeah.
Enzymes is also a good one to.
Yeah, that one too. Oh, airborne is another one too, Randy was saying. Thank you, Grumpy. Yeah, emergency, yeah. Here, it's spelled like this, Mr. J.
Oh, there you go, Grumpy.
Okay. Thank you,
And
Grumpy.
Randy's talking about another good one is airborne. So just make sure you take
Well,
care of yourself.
Randy is full of tips. Randy is full of great tips.
He is. Randy's great. He's full of great tips. Everyone here is full of great tips. Whenever I can't think of something, they're always like, here's what you're talking about, Kenny. I'm like, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Well,
anyway, back to the question. Should we do a national lockdown for a certain amount of time?
Oh. Are you going in order?
Yeah, I'll start with Carl. What do you think?
Well, I'm does it. Oh, I doesn't.
No, not really. I mean, we get the numbers back down.
Sure, why the hell not?
Mrs. J?
Really?
I hate what it's going to do to the economy, but we're pretty much fucked as it is. So, yeah, I think they should close it down. But they got to close everything.
Okay. So Randy says he thinks it should be within regions. That's kind of an idea. If a region isn't affected, why should they be affected by the closures, right? That kind of makes sense.
Good point, Randy. Like some of those places, like in the Virginia area, right, Randy?
Or Utah.
Yeah, where there were no cases.
Yep. Hank, what do you think?
At this point, I think we just need to take measures to protect those that are vulnerable. But herd immunity has a lot of merit to it.
Agreed.
We get enough people exposed to it, then we're going to develop immunities for the whole population eventually.
It's true. And Roger Williams brings up a good point. It would never work. We can never force people to wear a mask. This is true. Look at the idiots in the audited community that just will not wear a mask. Look at I went down as soon as I was going downstairs to do the filming today and get in the elevator. I have my mask on. There's this guy right next to me not wearing his mask. I didn't say anything because he's the older guy. I'm like, I'm just not going to get involved. And I'm just like, fuck. See, this is a problem. You got people that are willing to do it and people who are not willing to do it.
Yeah.
And just, but you gotta give it this way. God bless everyone for practicing, using their freedoms to want to do something, not want to do something they don't want to do. You can't really fault them for that, but at the same time, it's like, God damn, why don't you think about someone else besides yourself? Anyway, Taka, what do you think?
I think I don't think a nationwide thing will work. I think pretty much those that are at risk should be the ones to stay home, and we need to kind of do what we've kind of been doing, where we're doing the 6 feet and keeping things very limited open, but we got to keep schools and stuff like that open, because we're hurting future generations with schooling, and we're killing the economy that if we're not letting businesses reopen up and stuff like that, and
absolutely.
And by having everyone home, it's hurting them with drinking and suicide and all that type of thing too. So we got to look at that effect as well, because those numbers went up drastically.
And I agree, Hornet. I think along with the vaccination, they need to be just find a cure for this. If they find a cure for it, that would work out so much better than a fucking vaccine. But nobody in the big pharma is interested in finding the cure for anything. Anything.
Yes.
Well, maybe not. HIV, I think they're actually trying to find it. So half-heartedly find a cure for HIV, I should say.
But, the fact that, we're a year in, not even a year in, we're about a year in, and we have a vaccine is pretty amazing.
It is.
Time's going to tell what and how dangerous that is, though.
It's very dangerous. It has to be properly vetted, tested, and not only that, but a lot of companies that are coming with a vaccine are doing it not through the normal means. They're using different avenues to come up with the vaccine. So who knows 5-10 years from now what's going to happen for people that are taking this vaccine? We don't know long-term side effects at all.
True.
But Kenny, are you insinuating that the government is using almost subversive techniques to give the vaccine to others?
No, I'm saying that I'm saying that they're such in a rush to get something out to the public to to get it out to them that they're rushing it and they're not thinking about long-term effects. Like, it usually takes a vaccine 6, 7, 8 years because they like to look at long-term effects. Or else, what are you going to have to happen? You're going to have fucking recalls of drugs. What happens if they recall the freaking the vaccine for COVID? What happens? We have another COVID outbreak because we're waiting on another another vaccine, right?
Yep.
Well, plus,
it's just,
but at the same time, the flu and pneumonia vaccines, they work seasonally, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Against the seasonal flus, not COVID.
Yes, it's a lot different. And they have a technique. Oh no, I think I know what Tim is saying though. They rush the vaccine every year for flu. Why are we worried and bitching about the fact that they're rushing the cure for COVID? vaccines for COVID.
Because they're not coming up with a new vaccine every year. They're modifying the old vaccine.
There we go. There's your answer, Tim.
Yeah, because I heard it on this panel. It's fact.
No, not as fact. So look at that. Some are having serious allergic reactions. I mean, that's the thing. And we don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now for people to have it. I just don't know, man. It's one of those things. I have a hard time getting a flu shot anyway from the get-go. I don't usually get a flu shot every year. Some years, if I hear the flu's really bad, then I'll get a flu shot. But for most part, I tend not to get a flu shot. I don't usually get the flu anyway. So I'm not really good at it.
Kenny, do you want to ask me the question now? Is it my turn?
Do I have to? Go ahead.
No, let's skip them.
Come on.
Go ahead.
The first one to answer.
Ask a question, please.
You already know the question. Just go.
No, I need you to ask a question so I make sure I don't, go off into some other territory, okay?
That never worked before.
Jesus.
Why is it going to work now?
Well, I mean, it'll work tonight, okay? Just do it.
So should we put the nationwide
lockdown?
Yeah.
I say no, but I also say,
How's it feel to be interrupted, Tim?
It doesn't hurt. I have asthma. I wear a mask. Lighten up.
Wearing a mask is a hell of a lot different than nationwide lockdown.
Well, a nationwide lockdown is because you won't wear a mask and everything like that. That's why they're doing that.
But that was the question, Tim. Is what should we do a nationwide lockdown? You just said you're going to just answer the question, not go off. On tangent. What did you do on a tangent?
Honest to God, I don't believe in nationwide lockdowns or anything like that. Okay, I believe it should be done on a state-by-state basis, and if we have a problem, we take it up with our respective states. How does that sound?
I like that, but what has the government really done effectively to prevent or help prevent COVID as of yet?
Nothing. They've done nothing.
And why would you trust them?
Because they're waiting for Biden to get They're waiting for Biden to get elected.
I mean, look, they put us. They're making sure most of our businesses have been shut down for almost a year, and they're waiting and they're still going to wait until Biden gets sworn in, or will try and do another economic stimulus package for checks for people who aren't working, even though they have no money. People are being forced to live out in the streets and all this shit because Democrats, Republicans, independents can't seem to get it together and say, hey, the people really need our help right now. Let's fucking do something.
These people who go to DC, they are bought and sold. Just check their front pockets.
And this is the time where we can totally hold them accountable. Say, look, motherfucker, if you don't get something done, you're not being reelected. And really show them that you work for the people. This is we're your constituents. You don't do something, we're not reelecting. That's what I'd say that they should say to Pelosi. Fuck just because you get reelected. No. What have you done for me lately, Pelosi? Not what did you do for me in the 70s? What did you do for me in the 80s? What have you done for me in 2020?
What did Biden ever do? He's been in for longer than anybody.
Biden imprisoned more blacks than anybody in history.
Yes, besides that. What has he done positive? Has he ever done anything positive?
Exactly.
Well, I'm sure he's done something.
He's given everybody easy memes to use on YouTube.
Yeah, that is true.
Yep, those allegedly are now dictating. That is very true. I mean, come on, they're freaking holding us hostage by saying we're not going to even try and get anything done about, helping the public during this crisis until Biden is in. Why can't they just fucking try and get something in until? Come on, I mean, like people who couldn't really use. They've been trying since what? Since September? No,
Yeah.
way earlier this year to get a second stimulus package. It keeps getting denied. Keeps getting denied because they can't fucking agree on a fucking number. The Democrats want more than Republicans want. Republicans are like, well, no, we don't want this much. We'll do this. No, we want this much. We want to help everyone. It's like, well, goddamn, fucking come together. This should be a bipartisan decision. But now, I'm telling you right now, if we say, okay, guess what? You aren't getting another raise until we get the shit done. I guarantee you we'd have one done in a week.
Hey, Kenny. Yep. Have you looked at what the Democrats want in their stimulus, I'm doing air quotes, package?
Exactly. Thank you.
70% of what they want for their stimulus package is padding their other pet projects in the name of stimulus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They want it all.
They want the new Secretary of Defense to be sworn in without congressional approval. How's that? That's ridiculous.
That is.
Come on.
Well, hey, you won't get me saying that both sides of the fence when it comes to politicians are crooked as hell, and they both need to remember who the fuck they work for. Democratic, Republican, or independent. I don't give a shit who you work for or who you think you are. You need to remember who fucking voted you in. They all forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Once they get elected, they forget about you.
Until it comes around election time, then they remember you.
Yeah. And that's why celebs are like, so drawn to, these people because like, oh, this person, he's a politician or she's a politician and they actually care about what I have to say. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Well, nothing to be sorry about.
Well, no, I didn't mean to go off on a rant there. It was, I'm just tired of celebrity.
At least it was relatable to the conversation as opposed to your other rants today.
Okay, you got me there. But I don't need Alyssa Milano of all people.
Now you're going somewhere else. Alyssa Milano, she's hot though. You gotta give it to that.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Just saying.
I don't know. Haven't seen her lately, but it doesn't matter. I don't need people like Alyssa Milano or anybody else like George Clooney or anybody using a celebrity, okay, to get people elected. Okay, George Clooney does not live in Georgia. Okay, so he should not be campaigning for a state senator. That's the problem I have with all this bullshit with the election.
Okay, but what about Republicans or Democrats that are trying to like Obama doing that for Democratic people or Trump doing that for Republican people? Should they not be doing that as well then? Because they also don't live in the states that they're campaigning for.
Nobody should be doing it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I just want to be clear. Okay, cool. Fair enough. Fair enough. Because you see that a lot. Obama coming out and saying,
I don't live in Georgia.
He did a good thing, and yeah, do it. Vote for him. That's my Obama. It's pretty bad, I know.
Kenny, I don't live in Georgia. I've never been to Georgia. Okay, but at the same time, there are people who are actually recruiting people like me to go down to Georgia and vote. And it's like, why?
Actually sponsoring people to move to Georgia just to vote. and then move back home after the election.
Yeah. It's insane. I do not give a shit if Chris Evans, Captain America, okay, himself, okay, is backing, a couple of people in Atlanta for their races when he actually lives up here in Massachusetts. Last I heard. Okay, so he has no business in Atlanta politics. I'm sorry.
Oh, I agree.
I agree to a certain extent. Because you do have people who have political backgrounds that take data and can form educated opinions versus just how they feel. And that's all a celebrity is doing, is telling you how they feel.
But do they do it for all the other 50 states? 49 states? I'm sorry. No. They only do it when they're called upon to do it. Like the little soldiers that they are.
Well, no, I think it depends on the individual, because a lot of them there's a lot of actors that are actually really into politics. Clooney actually is really into politics. This isn't like something new for him. Yes, I know my Obama needs some more. I know that. But yeah, like there's some people that are really into it, like you were saying, Hank. But yeah, for a most part, like just the ones that are in it just because they want a certain person out of office or they want this certain person to win. Yeah, they need to stay the fuck away from politics. But if you're like into politics, you've been into it for years and years, and you understand how it works and the politics, and you can look past your own emotion, then yeah, I don't got no issue with. I'm with Hank on that one. I don't have an issue with somebody from, let's say, Kathmandu wanting to endorse an Atlanta governor.
Well, I got sick and tired of the orange man bad argument.
Yeah.
I love to debate opposing views, but come at me with some fact and figures, not just headlines.
Right.
You ask somebody why they're against Trump, and the biggest answer is, well, he's racist. Okay, show me proof that he's racist.
Bingo.
And
show one piece of proof.
Clips without giving the entire speech, or at least the entire sentence, and make it sound like he's racist. There's that whole deal in Charlottesville. Everybody says he's racist because he said there is good people on both sides, and they took it as he was meaning the good people on. He was calling the far alt-right good people, which, if you would have listened to the whole sentence, he clarified that the alt-right and alt-left individuals were the ones that were making that a bad protest and causing the problems.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I want to pose an argument to your comment right there. Okay, now, just from a, no, I'm not. I don't personally think he's racist, but there are things that make me question whether he might be a closet racist, at least, maybe not completely, but just a little bit. With the fact that he will not, why won't he condemn any of the Aryan support he has, like the white nationalist support he has? He will not condemn any of it.
Whoa. He has on several occasions.
Yeah,
I've yet to hear him condemn any of the Aryan support he's had. Every time he's asked about it, he changes the subject.
That's
not
the big media reports on. If you actually watch his speeches, you have several examples where he's denounced the alt-right.
Yeah.
Well, can you show me some speeches? I've never heard him.
Not right off the back of my hand, but
Okay, I know, but can you, like, if I gave you some time? Because I'm actually interested in this because I've never heard him say it. If he has, then fine. If I'm wrong, I got no issue with that. I really want to hear it with my own ears. Is all.
You know, Kenny, you just called Trump a racist. Okay, it's up to you.
I said he might.
No, Kenny, I'm sorry. It's up to you to provide the evidence.
That's because you can't find it, Tim.
Because I'm not looking
That's an auditor argument. That's an auditor argument.
I'm looking for it.
That's an auditor argument. That's what you just gave. You just gave an auditor argument.
So, are you basically saying, like, I don't answer questions, Kenny? Come on.
So you're telling me because I'm not sure and I haven't heard it myself, and I'm willing to concede that if he said it, then fine, and I'm willing to do that. All you have to do is tell me where it is. Because how many speeches has he given? If you've heard this, then you obviously have heard the speech, and if with a little bit of research, you could figure it out a lot easier than I could. Who's never even heard it? Would have to listen to every single one of his speeches. So therefore, who would it be easier to find out this information, me or you? Right?
Well, probably neither of us, because
so you never heard it either.
Him or his administration probably would. Like, we'll get back to you on that.
So you've never heard it either?
What about Trump being racist?
No, about him condemning the alt-right, alt-left, alt-right, whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
And where did you hear it? That's all I'm asking.
When he was making this,
I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I'm not trying to prove you wrong or prove you right. I honestly want to hear it for myself. That's all.
No. I mean that's cool. I mean, I remember seeing him, saying like, don't, be angry at people on both sides, okay? Because there are good people on both sides of the argument. That's
I'll give you the time in the speech.
Okay, no problem. No, hey, look, I'm not trying to. I like I said, I'm only going off of what I heard, and from what everything I've heard from it. Every time it's mentioned, he ain't never condemned it. If he has, fine, no problem. I got no issue with that.
I've got the speech in question pulled up. I'm listening to it. I'll give you that, Mark.
Okay, cool, no problem, dude. Like I said, it's not a big deal. Like I said, I actually don't think Trump did a horrible job during his presidency. I thought he did a decent job. I think people gave him he got a really bad rap.
I'm not taking offense
to
no
new wars in 4 years.
The whole story in account, not just the headline blurbs.
Oh, agreed. Which is I tried to do, which is why I was asking the question before I assumed he was a racist or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think every American should be. But Tim was giving me this answer like, you should look it up for yourself. It's like, you would find it easier. Why would come on now?
Oh, okay. It was like a tit for tat type of thing. Well, you look it up, and no, you look it up. You look it up. Well, somebody else looked it up, and here it is. And are we gonna play it anytime soon?
Well, no, I'm not gonna play it. I want to hear it for myself. He's still looking it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm just listening to the speech to give you time, Mark, to save you time from having to listen to the whole speech.
Right on. Thank you. Hank's good people. Hank's good people.
Hank's a good guy.
After you listen to it, whether you agree with it or not, at least you'll have the whole story to agree with or disagree with.
Hey. All I ever
here we go. I actually found a video real quick. It says Trump has done it 38 times. So let's go ahead and hear this. Here we go.
I denounce white supremacy. Okay. Wait, are you listening? I denounce white supremacy. Okay. What's your next question? I denounce white supremacy. Okay. You start off with white supremacy. I denounce it.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland.
Sure,
Are you
I'm willing
prepared
to do that.
specifically?
I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke.
Any group of hate, I am, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's any other kind of supremacy, whether it's Antifa, whether it's any group of hate, I am very concerned about it, and I'll do something about it. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans. I didn't even know he endorsed me. David Duke endorsed me? Okay. All right. I disavow. Okay.
What about David Duke is saying to his supporters and followers, vote for Donald Trump. White supremacists are saying, vote. Do you want those votes?
No, I don't want them, and I don't want him to say it.
Let me ask you about this one.
Are you ready before you ask the question?
Newt Gingrich said every Republican should repudiate this guy no matter what it takes.
And I do. Rebuked. Is that okay? Rebuked.
Rebuke.
Done.
Done.
When Chris joined, we had a news conference, and they asked me the exact same question. I said, I disavow. I put out a tweet, and I put out on Facebook that I totally disavow. And I disavowed then. I disavowed today on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. I disavowed again. I mean, how many times are you supposed to disavow? But I disavow.
Secondly, David Duke and all were disavowed. I disavowed him on Friday. I disavowed him on Twitter and Facebook. They were disavowed again. I disavowed him every time I speak to somebody virtually. It was totally disavowed.
So are you prepared right now to make a clear and unequivocal statement renouncing the support of all white supremacists?
Of course I am. Of course I am. I mean, there's nobody that's done so much for equality as I have. You know, David Duke is a bad.
Okay. We renounce about. I don't think I would agree with. There's no one that's done more for equality than he has. I wouldn't go that far, but he denounced. Definitely denounced the white supremacy, which is great.
Kenny, can I mention one thing that probably nobody will mention?
Sure.
Okay. One of the first things that Trump did when he came into office was he pardoned former heavyweight boxing champion Jack Johnson.
He did. I remember that.
For interstate traveling.
Yep.
How stupid was that?
Well, there was a lot more to that too. Remember, he was married to a white woman at the time.
Well, I mean, again, how stupid was that?
It is stupid. Okay. I agree.
And
well, I'm just saying, there's
Obama back in 2007 promised to pardon Jack Johnson, and in 8 years he did nothing. I'm sorry for being angry.
Oh yeah, Jack. That's a sad story. If you guys don't know what happened with Jack Johnson, it's a really sad story. Former world champion. By the time he got done, he was poor. He ended up, if I remember correctly, he actually took a dive in his last fight.
All right. Hey,
yeah, for money. Yeah.
Are you satisfied now that he disavowed white
Absolutely,
supremacists?
Completely satisfied. Like I said, if I hear it, I hear it. I mean, I don't just believe anything I hear, but I personally never heard him freaking do it. And I watch a lot of Fox News, and I still hadn't heard it.
Even Fox News wasn't giving the airtime to a lot of the important events that should have been being pushed.
Yeah. So you guys think all I do is watch like MSNBC? I hardly watch MSNBC. I hardly watch CNN. Most of the time I watch Fox just because I like to think they cover more shit other than Trump. CNN, it's Trump all day, every day. Fox at least will cover other news stories, which I like. So,
oh, come on, Kenny, admit it. Admit it, Kenny. All you do is watch Disney Plus all day. Admit it.
No, actually, I watch Netflix or Hulu. I don't watch anything. I don't watch news much anymore. It's too depressing.
It's all fake anyways. Come on, admit it, people. It's mostly fake news. It's fake news.
Yeah,
it's fake.
I agree.
And black and white Adidas sneakers. What's up, Vlad? I didn't realize you were still here. Or are you just coming back? Cat's just getting back, huh? Yep, Jerry's back. Yo.
That's why Mrs. J is so cool. You know, she'll show up like at the end of an alley fight just to say, "Okay, I'm here to clean things up."
All right, guys, this has been a lot of fun, but we're going on 3 hours now. I think I'm running out of stuff to talk about unless you guys have another subject you want to talk about.
Well, yeah.
Like?
No, it's serious. In all seriousness, if I disappear, it's because I've gotten sick.
Well,
and yes, I am very. I'm sorry. I'm worried about it. I just.
Well, I understand. Make sure you go get some emergency, just in case you don't have it. Keep your immune system up. Drink a lot of orange juice, apple juice.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, being a diabetic, I can't drink juice. Yeah, I have most of the what is it?
Well,
The things that they say make you susceptible.
Yeah.
I click most of the boxes, which is why I'm
have
scared.
low sugar versions that are acceptable for diabetics.
No, that's cool. That's
so
cool.
Are you going to get tested?
Okay.
And Mrs. J, you know,
I am afraid. I am afraid to go to the doctors. I live in fear. I live in fear.
That's understandable, Mrs. J. It's horrifying. It's horrifying to go to the doctor. But you know, I remember, you know, with my mom, I used to get her what do you call it? Oh God. It was the diabetic version of like Enfamil or Ensure, the diabetic versions of it. And, you know, it helped her for 1-2 years. It really did.
Yeah, I need to. I used to take that and then I stopped. But
you've got Ensure, the light version. It's
Yeah.
half the cost of Glucerna. And
Glucerna,
yeah, Glucerna. That's what I use to drink.
Glucerna, they want $23 for a case, or they want $12 for a case of Ensure low carb.
Yeah, I'll have to order some. I don't freaking store. I haven't been into a store in ages. Okay, guys. Let's let Kenny do something like different. Thanks all. Thanks for the prayers in chat. I seen the little signs, Gary.
Mrs.
Randy.
J, you're the best.
Kat,
Thank you.
everybody. Love you all. Take care. And I'll talk
Love
to you
you
soon, I
too.
hope.
Good evening, Miss J.
All right, guys. But yeah,
Bye,
I'm gonna
Hank.
go because I'm gonna do a live tomorrow, so I don't want to stay up too
cool.
late. So yeah, I'll go live
Bye,
tomorrow. We're gonna
everybody.
be talking about the Predator.
Mrs.
Before we
J,
go,
you were supposed to have surgery?
Yeah, like almost a year ago.
Oh, I was reading Randy's comment. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need to have spinal surgery bad. It's really messed. It's really messed up other parts of my body from not having it. So, but they considered it non-essential when COVID started. So,
yeah, a lot of freaking surgeries have just been pushed back because of COVID. It's fucked everything up.
yeah, Mr. J needs his lower back done because we were in a car accident. So, it's been 3 years now, I think.
Oh,
so,
God.
Yeah, it's not good. Okay, bye all.
So before we go, I just want to take another look at the Frauditor playoff. And it looks like Auto America is more likely going to beat Freedom News Now, barring some miracle in the next 2 hours. Rogue Nation is going to be SGV, barring some miracle. Well, no, that was closer. That was possible. Auden USA is going to beat I'm a Guess It Press, definitely. And Omaha safely beats Auden them, it looks like. Hey, look, you got over 20 votes though. And Furry is going to beat the hell out of James Freeman, it looks like. And Blind Justice beats Another Bump Please. I'm not happy about that one, but it happened. Patty's going to beat Casey Camera Boy heavily. And it looks like the Resistance is going to take News Now Houston. So barring some miracle, now you guys can still vote for the next 2 hours. So about 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So actually about an hour and 45 minutes of voting left if you guys want to. So, and if you don't know the link, it's in my last video in the comment section. Go ahead and vote. And tomorrow we'll have the brackets for round 2. Round 2 should be interesting. And it's not going to be like one person versus the next person. What we're going to do is I'm going to randomize it again. So it could be Auditing USA versus Auditing America, or it could be Rogue Nation versus Resistance. Who knows? We're going to randomize it. So
can he read Mr. J's comment?
Going with cop watching. Did he? Well, too bad. I have to have permission from Kenny for the link. What link? Oh, for your. Oh yeah, you're not a mod. Just put in the Hornet. It should be easy. Just put in the Hornet and look for his picture, and you'll find it. And you'll find the link, and he'll be going live. All right, guys. I want to give everyone a last minute. Carl, you got anything last minute to say?
Yeah. Rally bites, and so do I.
All right, Mr. Jake.
No, just love you all. Take care.
Love you too.
Thanks for having me up again. Always good talking with you.
All right, Tim.
Wow. What I'd like to do is let's get a GoFundMe together to send Mrs. J to follow Glenn Serio around.
Oh, yeah.
That would be kind of cool. Because she'd be like, Glenn, what are you doing?
I want to see more of that 15-year-old taking him to school.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
Me too. It was great.
Actually, to end this, my final statements. Again, Kenny, thank you for providing us all an avenue to speak. Appreciate it, and I appreciate all you guys on the panel and in chat. Thank you.
All right, have a good one, guys. Everyone, have a good day. See you tomorrow with another live. All right, guys. Peace.
I can't believe you two took that raving lunatic seriously. What do you think this is?